Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is with all of you. Hope you're doing well today. Good morning, Good afternoon, Bad Dazza. Good morning to chat. How are you, sir? Hope you're doing well. Robin G, how are you? Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Yes, please, especially the like button. Please hit it, baby, one more time. How are we today? Right. Hope you're all doing well. What's going on? I need chat today, people. I need the chat today. I'm struggling today. So if the chat ain't chatting, this not gonna be a very good stream today. Chatting. Okay. Right. This is not gonna be a good stream today. I can feel it. But it's fine. Jersey Jen, morning to you, my darling. How are you? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, my darling. Good morning, Terry. How are you? Nice to see you, my darling. Good. We've got a few more happy days. I won't lie to you, ladies. I'm struggling today. I'm struggling. So I think I had about 30 minutes sleep last night. So I'm on my knees today. I've been out all day, just come back not long ago. And I'm on when you're on the way down. So I need the chat to be like, good today so we can get back up there. Because at the minute I'm right at the bottom. I'm right at the bottom. I got zero gas. I'm tired today after yesterday. Yeah, well, I didn't sleep. I was saying about 30 minutes sleep. So I am struggling. I don't need to see Lady Di today. If she's not here today, we'll be fine. So yeah, hopefully her and Hippie Chick won't be here and we'll have a good stream then. So how are you, my darling? How are you? And how are you? Hope you're both doing well. As I said, I am struggling today, ladies. So there you go, Bad Dazza. I'm sorry, my sciatica is so bad, so it's a poop day. Oh no, yeah, you're having a worse day than me. Sciatica is the worst, Jersey Jen. My father had it. It's the worst. Mine is just lack of sleep. I got zero energy, so I feel sick. You know when you feel nauseous? I feel nauseous. Nauseous. I feel whatever it is that you feel when you're not feeling it. That's why the chat today, we need you, chat. Good morning, Katie. How are you? All you good-looking peeps. There you go. That's the energy we need, Katie. Happy days. It sucks that I'm at work. Oh no, that sucks for you. Good morning. Hello, Sally. How are you, my darling? Fell asleep watching footy for a couple of hours. But I didn't even manage. So because of my sleep mask, I literally couldn't sleep. That machine, without the machine, I'm lost. I can't sleep. So yeah, it's not great. Hippie Chick says, "Oh, Jen, I'm sorry, mine's acting up the last few days too. I hope you feel better." Yeah, I mean, I've never had sciatica, but my father had it, and I know the pain that he went through. So, I am sorry to hear that, ladies, that you are suffering from sciatica. It's not nice. It's Friday, bitches. You'll know what radio show that's from. I know I don't. It's Friday, bitches. I don't. I was in my chair, not bed. I was in my bed. I just couldn't sleep. Could not sleep. Yeah, it's the worst. Anyway, we are here now. We'll see how today goes. I'm not sure how long. I got 2 streams set up, but I don't know if I'm going to survive it all. So we'll see. We'll see. We're going to start off with the quadruple murder suspect, Austin Drummond. He was in court yesterday. But before we go into him, we will do a little bit of background. So maybe it's a local radio show. It's Dave and Chuck the Freak Never heard of it, Katie. Never heard of it. Must be a Michigan thing. I've never heard of it, Katie. Dave and Chuck the Freak. Never heard of it. Morning, Dave. How are you, fella? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. You see Dave out there, blue collar, working hard. So, and then he hears me whinging like fuck. Anyway, right, come on, let's get on with it, because who cares a shit that I'm tired? Right, we got this guy for the ladies. When does the CPAP today? It should be here this afternoon, Terry. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's just, yeah. Michigan people would know for sure, especially men, because it's a raunchy show. Ooh, okay. Talk about raunchy. This guy's raunchy, is he? So this is just a few videos to give you some, just to remind you what Austin Drummond is about. This is him appearing in court just after he was arrested. So I'll play this and a few other bits and bobs, and then we'll hear the hearing from yesterday then. So let's start with this then.
Now, we want to take you live to the first court appearance of the man who is on Tennessee's most wanted list, 28-year-old Austin Drummond, accused of killing 4 people and kidnapping a baby in Northwest Tennessee. We are just waiting on Drummond's arrival there in court, but we have a crew on the scene right now in a courtroom. There's also 4 other people that have been arrested in this case and have been charged with helping, aiding, and abetting Drummond there. And you can see,
like he mentioned, there has been 4 other arrests of people helping him. So we will also watch some of that. I'll go big screen for this, and then I'll go small screen for the actual hearing. But yeah, there's been 4 others arrested. We'll watch one hearing with one of them in a bit now.
Him there. Now we're going to take you live to the scene.
This morning that you have before the court is one count of first-degree murder. It's alleged that on 29th of July, Mr. Braden Williams was located deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on Carrington Road in Tiptonville in Lake County, Tennessee. During the course of the investigation, it was determined that Mr. Drummond did with premeditation, knowingly and intentionally kill Mr. Braden Keith Williams with the use of a firearm. It's alleged he did commit this offense also while being in possession of a firearm after being convicted of a felony, being aggravated robbery in Madison County, Tennessee. He has one count, therefore, of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Second charge you have, sir, is first-degree murder and one other count of unlawful possession of a firearm. It's alleged during the course of investigation that a James Wilson was located deceased from apparent gunshot wounds in Lake County, Tennessee on Carrington Road. It was determined that you with premeditation knowingly and intentionally killed Mr. Wilson with the use of a firearm. It's also alleged, based on the same facts or circumstances, that you are.
Press the like, press the like, press the like, please. Press the like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me if you liked and subscribe. Like and subscribe, everyone. Let's fucking go. I think Badaza, this was a preliminary. I don't understand what is going on. This is his first appearance since he was arrested. So thank you, Badaza. Thank you, my friend.
A convicted felon out of Madison County. In addition to that, sir, you also have one count of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a weapon. It's alleged that during the course of investigation, officers determined that Mr. Drummond, with premeditation, knowingly and intentionally killed Miss Adriana Williams in Lake County, Tennessee, on Carrington Road. She was discovered from an apparent gunshot wound, deceased. In addition to that, he also is a convicted felon out of Madison County, Tennessee. You also, sir, have one count of first-degree murder and additional unlawful possession of a weapon. It's alleged during the course of the investigation, officers determined that you did with premeditation knowingly, intentionally kill Miss Courtney Rose with the use of a firearm. She was discovered deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on Carrington Road in Lake County, Tennessee. It's alleged, in addition to that, sir, as previously stated, you are a convicted felon allegedly from the county of Madison in Tennessee. It's just a weird good charge. I don't have. I don't have anything to that. Never mind. Sorry about that, Mr. Drummond. In addition to that, finally, he has one count of aggravated kidnapping and a possession of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. It's alleged that all of the victims in the case that previously were mentioned were located deceased from apparent gunshot wounds on the same date. A minor child with the date of birth 12/12/2024 with the initials WW was discovered left in the front of a residence in Dyer County, Tennessee. States that Mr. Drummond committed the offense of aggravated kidnapping by false imprisonment, which was committed to facilitate the commission of a felony or flight. It's alleged he committed this offense also possessing a firearm during the commission of said dangerous felony. When he possessed a firearm, he therefore has those counts. General Goodman, is the state moving forward with felony charges in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Mr. Drummond, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you at this time on your behalf, being that you did not have counsel appointed or retained to represent you. Are you going to be able to hire an attorney, sir, to represent you, or will you need me to ask you questions about your finances to appoint you an attorney?
I'm not going to be able to hire an attorney.
Okay. Sir, if you could, to the best of your ability, please raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give is true, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down, sir. Mr. Drummond, prior to being taken in on these charges, sir, were you working anywhere?
I have a business, medical run business, kids parties, restaurant shows, decorations, stuff like that.
So you were self-employed, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is what I'm going to ask you, sir. Obviously, that may vary depending on how much business you generate monthly. If you could estimate for me what your monthly income would be from that business?
It varied, but it was around $46,000 a month.
Okay. Okay.
Excuse me, a lot of it, I was just starting up, a lot of the money just went right back in to investing in.
When did you start the business, sir?
I started LLC in February. I believe I started operations just a month or two ago.
Just a month or two ago? Okay. Sir, let me ask you, do you own a home? Do you own a vehicle? I'm sorry?
I do in cities right now.
Okay. Can you tell me the make and model of the vehicle, sir?
And county laid through
Okay. You recall how much you paid for that vehicle?
$12,000.
Okay. Are you still, are you making payments on the vehicle?
No, sir.
Do you have a checking or savings account, sir?
Yes.
Do you know roughly at this moment how much is in that checking or savings account?
$500.
General, I think due to the sort of the uncertainty of his business, I think that based on that and the fact he doesn't own much personal property, I think he does qualify as indigent for appointment to counsel. I have reached out previously to Mr. Brian Huffman out of Covington, and he has told me he is willing to take the appointment in this case. So what I'm going to do is appoint Mr. Brian Huffman to represent Mr. Drummond in this case. Mr. Drummond, Mr. Brian Huffman is an attorney in Covington, Tennessee. He is going to be appointed in this case to represent you, sir. We're going to get his contact information to you, and also we're going to get his information for where to look, for where to contact him and locate him and be able to discuss your case with him. We'll be happy to get that to you, and we're going to send you his files to. We're going to send your files to his office for him to review that. Okay. General, does the state wish to be heard on bond at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, at this time, the state intends to seek the death penalty. This is a capital case. We're asking that he be held without bond.
Oh, wow. I didn't. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's a death penalty case. Okay. Remind, this was 4 weeks ago. This. Hi, Tudley. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm sorry, Tudley. I love you, Tudley. But don't be jealous, anybody. But I love this lady more. Look at her. Hello, Lady Law. I miss Lady Law. For those that don't know, I've not seen Lady Law for ages. I miss Lady Law. I do. I don't see her as often as I want or should. And as most of you know, she is the gilf of the chat. But she's also a dear friend of mine, and I miss you. We've not chatted, it seems, for ages. So I hope you're doing well. I really do. You know I love you, and I miss chatting with you. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, my darling. We need to catch up. We need to catch up with all the stories. What's going on? So yeah, love to see you, my darling, as always. And it gets my blood flowing when I see Lady Law in the chat. Normally it's to give me a row or something. But yeah, so no one get jealous. I'm giving Lady Law a little bit. I haven't seen Lady Law in ages. I see all of you fuckers every day. So I love all of you. Well, most of you, you know that. But yeah. Right. Yes, DP. Sorry, I got distracted. Right. It is death penalty case. This is from 4 weeks ago, remember? Yeah, we need to schedule something, my darling. I have missed you. I need to catch up with you. See what's going on with your life. But yes. Right, let's get back into this and see. Well, so remember, this is 4 weeks ago. We'll get to the more recent one in a second once we get the foundation laid out.
In addition to that, he has a bond out of circuit court. We have filed motions to revoke those bonds that will be heard later in the month of August in circuit court.
Mr. Drummond, what I'm going to do before I make a position on bond.
Motherfucker, no, you regular girls are not chopped liver. If Lady Law has been OG, she's been here from day one, and I've not seen her in ages. I always like to see people. She's a dear friend of mine, and not be able to spend as much time with her as I would like to. So, but I get to spend all day, every day with all of you, and I love that as well. Jersey Jen, you're a new friend. Jersey Jen is a new friend. Tuddy Pip's an old friend. Tuddy Pip's an old friend. I like Tuddy Pip as well, but I've seen Tuddy Pip. So if I fuck off for a week, you'd always be a prick. So I had to say, I know. Donna, you know I love you. Me and Donna, we're pen pals. I email with Donna. I hope you're doing well, my darling. I hope you're doing well. And you're a big reason of why I'm able to do some of the things I'm able to do. And you know that without Donna, I wouldn't be streaming right now. I wouldn't be going to America. So you are the best. You know that. Yeah, you and me, we're email buddies. Me and Lady Di email, but she's not my buddy. Do you know what I mean? So, fuck Lady Di. But I love you though, Donna. Besties. We are besties. We've always been besties. Always been besties. The guilt for me, but we lost touch a little bit. Lady Lord's been throwing her ass around, all these men and just discarded me, so bitch. I'm joking. But yeah, we need to catch up. We do need to catch up. There you go, Tudley. I appreciate you. You've been around for ages. I appreciate you. Maybe we should just all disappear while. No, just you. Just you. I love you, Lady Di. Lady Di gets a right bollocking off me, but I love Lady Di as well. She's great. Think the word is Mr. Cunt. Frick. Lady Di. Right. Got a blocked painful year today. Oh no. No, I've had that for years. It's only recently. So if you still get a blocked one, right, I cannot recommend this more. Hang on. Let me get it for you. this, Tudley. You won't believe me, Tudley, right? This is the best thing since sliced bread. You literally, for 2 years, I've had tinnitus, I've not been able to hear. I did this for a couple of days. It popped. It seemed to just like, I could hear. I couldn't hear. They thought I was going to have a hearing aid. So it was just like I couldn't hear anything. And then tinnitus started to build and stuff like that. And then I did this a couple of times for 2 days. Boom. It worked. I still have steroids and stuff sprays every day as well. But this contraption. No, it's not a normal. Yeah, you can say it's a normal balloon, but it's not. The contraption is this, right? Hang on, let me. I got it from Amazon. Freaking work. I know. Lady Law is busy in work. She's a freak in work. She's a freak in the bedroom as well. She's a freak everywhere. That's why I love her. Doing well online grocery shopping. Oh, there you go. I love you, Donna. You know that. Donna had a back surgery, and that's why I haven't checked in on you for a few days. But I always like to hear if you're doing well, and I know you got a great support package around you. Booger sleeve? No, it's not a booger sleeve. Hang on, let me see what it is for you. I'll tell you what it is. I perked up now. You guys giving me shit in chat, and Lady Law turned up. It was giving me. Right. What's it called? I got one prescribed. Right, here we go. Right, I'll tell you what it is, people. Is this? Let me get it up. The screen, that is, not my dick. Right, hang on. Let me get it up for you, ladies. Morning, Jackson's Nickel. So let me make it bigger. That's what she said. Hang on, let me make it bigger. This is what I bought. And I'm not even kidding you, people. I will say this. I know Badaza. This is it. Ottavant Gluey is 15 quid to the pip. And I can't, say if it's going to work for you, but obviously, but it just worked for me. Do you know what I mean? Also, Beckonese, some people use that as well, and stuff like that. So yeah, that is this. And literally, I did that a couple of times, and I promise you, I did. So my symptoms were this, just in case you don't know, right? My symptoms were this. I couldn't hear for 2 years. It was getting worse and worse and worse. And the only way I could hear is if I would go like that. Then it seemed to pop and I could hear. But once I came back up here, I couldn't hear. Then a year into it, I started getting bad tinnitus. And it was really bad. I had a test. My right ear was fine. My left ear, I couldn't hear. And they did a test, and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna need a hearing aid." I was like, "Fuck!" So I started off on this like steroid thing, going up, but nothing was working. Whatever. And there's a few other bits involved, but it doesn't affect this. And because I thought the same. So I was cleaning my ears, putting oil in there. I was doing everything. They said it's nothing to do with your ear. It's your nasal passage. They told me. So I started using this to open up my nasal passage. Oh, It was hallelujah, hallelujah. Do we search booger sleeve though? I don't know what a booger sleeve is. All I know is this, right? Say with my left ear, they want to sign surgery. So, Lady Law, this is what we need to chat. You know some of my symptoms, yeah? And this small thing here, ladies, you know, people say to me, "Oh, that small thing, you know, it is. You know, is it going to work? Is it going to do?" I'm like, "Yeah, it works." So I can vouch, small things do work, ladies. Small things do work sometimes. I can prove it. Do you know what I mean? So they do work. Mama Ames, I've told us tonight is so loud that I know I've suffered for. I'll say tinnitus probably the last 6 months have been unbearable with my tinnitus. So I couldn't hear anything. So loud. And the right pressure. Lady Law gets me straight away. She gets me straight away. Gets me straight away. You get it straight away, my darling. You get it straight away, my darling. Was it a meeting? No, you don't need to go back. We're talking about small todgers, small contraptions. So I promise you, people, Dana's got a small todger as well. You know, I'm not supposed to tell you all that, but you know, he's got a small one as well. His is probably half that size. But no, honestly, I cannot vouch. I can vouch on you people. It's worth a try, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to fix you, but it's worth a try. Again, I'll put it on screen so you can see it. I tried everything. Oil, in my ear, steroid spray in my nose, everything. This is the only thing that worked. The only thing that worked. And again, totally, I'm not saying it will work for you. I'm just saying it worked for me. And I would vouch it's 100% worth it. Because if you're the same as me, so I'm not sure which year you've got it, but it was my left ear. So I'd say for you, my mind, when I had my left tinnitus and couldn't hear, when I went like this, I could hear more. The tinnitus was still there, but it opened up and I could hear a little bit more. But as soon as I came up, it just went again. This was like a glue thing, and it just expanded my nasal passage. They explained to me that it's not your ear, it's the nasal passage blockage. So for you, Tully Pip, I had to wait. So your right ear, so go on your right ear, and if you lay down on your right ear, it might open up your ear a little bit, and you might be able to hear, not perfectly, but you might be able to hear a little bit more. That might mean it's the glue ear. And this will work, as somebody said earlier on, for when you go on flights and stuff. It'll help with that as well. Not that I've tried it, but when I go to Boston, I'm taking one of these with me to Boston. You can never be safe. So the contraption, I'll show you the contraption. It's just this. That's it. You got a hole in it. It's basically like it's like a dick. So it's like that. It's got a hole in it in the middle. And look at this, like a condom. And I always struggle to put condoms on. So you put it in like that. And that's it. Oh, shit. Sometimes it doesn't work, but I'm used to that. Blow it a few times. Now, I did do it the first time a few times, and it burst. So in the package, you get like 10 balloons, you know. Anyway. Holding condoms, no, but the condom wasn't going to hold. The bit had a hole. Like a penis. Anyway, that's my help for the day. It genuinely worked for me, ladies. So, you just put oil in. Okay, yeah, fine. You don't do it right now. Hello, Sarah P. Sarah P's a nurse. She should know as well. So, as I say, I will leave it at that for you, ladies. But it worked for me, is what I'll say. Like an acorn in a bird's nest, Dana says. You see, I perked up. I've had about 30 minutes sleep last night, so I'm really tired, but we're back. So yeah, hopefully it works for Tudley. Hopefully it works for you, Mama Ames, or somebody, whoever it does work for. A lady law as well, hopefully for you. I should have told you actually because I knew you were suffering. Right, everybody start PG. I need to just highlight some of these. So welcome everyone, and thanks for joining. Please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell on the way in. If you would like to help Dylan with his trip to Boston, GoFundMe, PayPal, Buy Me Coffee, the best ways. I have also got an Amazon wish list now as well, but I don't know what's on there because it doesn't matter. It's if you want to send something. So, Mama Ames, I was the same. I had to go to an ENT, ears, nose, and throat, and they were like, "Oh, it'll probably be nothing." And that was, they said you can buy that, and I did, and I bought it. It's the best thing I did. So it's worth a try, is what I'm saying. Especially if your bad year, I'm not sure if you can hear anything, but my tinnitus has gone from a 10, it was really bad, to now about a 2. And it went from a 10, gradually went down, and now it's like a 2. Still a little bit there, but when it was there, I couldn't hear. I want to have tinnitus. So, welcome to Dr. Dylan's show today. I know it's the Austin Drummond show, but if my ladies in chat are suffering, we will try and fix them. Robert G, no, you're fine. You're fine, my darling. Unless you got bad years. Yeah. Hopefully, I pray for you. I pray for you, Mama Ames, Tuddy Pip, and Lady Law. I hope it does work. Never had tinnitus. No, but hopefully it doesn't get to that. Totally. I did have tinnitus for a year. Just I couldn't hear. It was muffled. Then all of a sudden tinnitus started after a year. So, it might come. So I tried. Anyway, so there's that. Let's get out of here because so it's for glue year as well, by the way. So right. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So this is the package. Before I put it off, add to stage. It's that Ottovant glue year. But it's more to separate. You can see there it's here. It says about the year. You can see it's like there's a blockage there that causes tinnitus and blockage of the year. So anyway, I hope it works for all of you. I really let me know how we get on because I'm interested in that. You see, I always put my bitches in ahead of anything else. So anyone that's here for Austin Drummond and pissed off with this chat, then piss off yourselves because the ladies in chat were struggling, so we're trying to fix them, even though we could never fix these ladies. They're just gone, especially Lady Di. Right, which one is it? Where's it gone? Where's Lady Di? Is she gone now? Because she's very quiet, and Lady Di is not quiet ever. Or have I abused her too much? I'm not sure. Thank you, Tudley.
I'm going to ask you some questions, sir. And if this information is not correct, sir, please just tell me if it is not, okay? Can you still hear me okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 16 O'Neill Oakway, Apartment E in Jackson. Is that a good address for you, sir?
Not anymore. 54 Armory Lane, Jackson, Tennessee, 38001.
Okay. How long have you lived at that address, sir?
54 Armory Lane, 16 O'Neill.
I'll make it easier. How long have you lived in the city of Jackson?
Since I was released in September of last year.
Okay. Before you were incarcerated on your previous charge, where were you living at?
630 Road, Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay, so for the majority of your life, have you lived in Jackson, Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any family in Lake County, Tennessee?
Awesome.
I'm not going to ask him questions about whether he's a prior convicted felon. I obviously don't want to incriminate himself for that purpose. Folks, in the state of Tennessee, bond is a guaranteed right, with the exception of one incident, when it is a capital offense and when the proof is evident or is great. Based on the affidavits I've read here today, it does appear that for purposes of bond, in addition to not only what the statute says, but first and foremost, that it's the court's responsibility to take into consideration the safety posed to the community. The court finds that the defendant will be held without bond, and he'll be remanded into the custody of the Lake County Sheriff's Department, pending all appearances and hearings in this matter.
May I address one other issue?
Yes, sir.
The state is also requesting a restraining order, not just as a condition of bond, but as a restraining order besides that. And that would be for the family of victims, Courtney Rose, Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, and James Williams.
Mr. Drummond, let me go over with you, sir, what the general has said.
I'm sorry. And also the minor child, WW, who was the minor child.
Yes, sir. I was going to include that, General, but I appreciate you mentioning that. Mr. Drummond, what I'm going to do is, this is something that obviously you do not have this in front of you at the moment. I'm going to be sending to you in a moment through one of our deputies to the jail. We're going to be sending you a form called Notice of Bond Conditions. What that's going to tell you is that you have bond conditions that you must follow. Obviously, if you are incarcerated, you will not be out on bond. But if you were to be granted bond at a later date, then these bond conditions would apply. But your bond conditions are: you should have no contact with any of the family members of the victims in this matter, the alleged victims in this matter, Miss Courtney Rose, Miss Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, and Matthew Wilson. In addition to that, sir, you cannot possess a firearm under any circumstances, and you cannot have any contact as well with the minor child that's alleged to be involved in this incident. The court is also going to put a condition down that you must keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Brian Huffman. In addition to that, sir, the court is going to issue restraining orders separate from your bond conditions that state you must not have any contact with these victims at all throughout the entire cause of action. The court is going to send those over to you. You will be served a copy of those. I told Mr. Huffman I did not discuss the possibility. I wanted to wait until he's officially appointed. If your office would like for me to go ahead and set another appearance date before the preliminary hearing, I'm fine to do that, General. What's the state's
Yeah, we set the others for August 14th. We'd like to keep all these together and set that date if possible.
Okay. Mr. Drummond, I'm going to continue your case to August the 14th, sir, at 9 a.m. Mr. Huffman will be in contact with you prior to that to go over your case, and he will be able to hopefully answer any questions that he has for you, sir, okay, or that you have for him. I apologize. We will see you back here then, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. As long as it's not related to the facts of your case or anything that could infringe on your Fifth Amendment rights, I'm fine with that, sir.
I'm just wondering, is now the time I need to ask for a quick speedy trial, or how's that work?
Well, now that I've appointed you counsel, any motions that will be filed will go through your attorney, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. All right, folks. Case is continued to August 14th at 9 o'clock.
Okay, so that was that one. That was that one, right? So that was just after he got arrested. So he's appointed counsel. But next one is his bond hearing. So this is Austin Drummond. We're just doing some prelims here before he was the one that we'll get into it. We'll get into it now. Right. So this is his bond hearing now. This was.
That's right, Terry. We went into the courtroom to gather the latest details on Austin Drummond. Austin Drummond appeared in the Lake County courtroom for a bond hearing. 29th Judicial District Attorney Danny Goodman asked that Drummond's bond be revoked on previous charges of attempted murder and drug cases to prevent Drummond from getting out of jail on bond. He has not received a bond regarding the quadruple homicide. According to the video evidence, during the manhunt, Drummond was seen at a church wearing camouflage and armed, allegedly attempting to open the doors. That led to charges of attempted burglary and unlawful gun possession.
If the defendant violates a condition of release, is charged with an offense committed during the defendant's release, which we allege that he was, and we've submitted certified documents stating that, or engages in conduct which results in the obstruction of the orderly and expeditious progress of the trial or other proceedings. Your Honor, we submit that that statute does apply in this situation. He has been charged with 4 homicides, first-degree murder. He has been charged with aggravated kidnapping. He's been charged with possession of a weapon.
According to Special Agent Matt Harbour on the stand with TBI, new evidence presented in court today links Drummond's cell phone to the location of the homicides prior to the week-long manhunt here in West Tennessee.
We had several numbers that we knew that Mr. Drummond was in possession of, and that was assigned to an FBI agent and a cast member at TBI as well, and was able to determine that he was in the area of the crime scene.
Drummond's defense attorney tells us what you can expect moving into Thursday's preliminary hearing.
It's slightly different than the preliminary hearing, which is where you're going to hear more information regarding the quadruple homicide case. Today was a preponderance of the evidence. Is there sufficient reason to revoke the bonds that he has pending now? The judge did go ahead and revoke those bonds, so he's going to remain in custody on those 2 cases.
We asked District Attorney Danny Goodman what punishment he's seeking in this case.
We do intend to seek death penalty in this case. We think that we do know what the motive is, but it's something we can't discuss yet.
The state motion revokes Drummond's $100,000 and $30,000 bonds today in court. Live in studio, Ryan Brooks, WBB.
So, just very quickly, because we did cover it earlier on, but Austin Drummond has been arrested for allegedly killing 4 people, quadruple homicide in Tennessee. He was arrested probably 5-6 beginning to mid August. It was a manhunt for him. So there's that one, right? So when he was on the run, he allegedly had help to be on the run. So don't worry, I'm in a foul mood as well. I've only had 30 minutes sleep, so I'm in a foul mood as well. Yes, Lee, like, calm your fucking tits, Lee. Yeah, so I need the chat today to be lively because I'm super tired. Right, so there have been, I believe, 5 arrests made now for acquaintances of Austin Drummond that helped him hide out whilst he was on the run. So this is a quick 57-second video. So let's have a look at this one now. Oh, talking about calm tits. Here she comes. She comes in. Talk about tits, and Amy appears. How are you doing, titties? How are you doing, Amy? Hope you're doing well, my darling.
The TBI announced 2 more arrests in the quadruple murder case in Northwest Tennessee. A Madison County grand jury yesterday indicted Eric Wise Jr. and Michelle Ovelis on charges of helping that man, suspect Austin Drummond, evade authorities. That now brings the number of people charged as accessories to 5. Drummond is charged with killing a family of 4 in Lake County and abandoning their baby in a Dyer County front yard on July 29th. Investigators say he was on the run for nearly a week before his capture in Jackson, Tennessee. The grand jury also indicted these 2 people, Dira Sanders and Giovanni Thomas, yesterday. They are charged with accessory after the fact, 2 counts. Both are being held in the Madison County Jail without bond. Tanaka Brown, also charged as an accessory, and he faces an additional tampering with evidence charge. As for Drummond, he is expected back in court tomorrow.
So you see, there's that one. Right. The next one is one of the suspects that helped him out. This is his court appearance from a month ago. I just thought we'd play this because it's interesting to see what I've not seen this one actually. So the other videos I saw watched, this one I have not. So this is not Austin Drummond. This is one of the accomplices for him being on the run. Let's watch this one.
All right, now we are going to send you back to that courthouse where we have another one of the suspects who's accused of helping 28-year-old Austin Drummond avoid capture following the accused quadruple murderers. Let's listen in.
A extensive investigation has revealed that Mr. Powell conspired with Mr. Drummond and 3 other individuals to deliver contraband in the penal facility in Lake County, Tennessee. Law enforcement surveillance observed the entire process of the events above. This is a Class E felony, sir. In addition to that, sir, you have one count of criminal conspiracy. It's alleged that on the same date and time, based on the same facts or circumstances, it's the same facts of the previous warrant. It's alleged that you conspired, Mr. Drummond, to deliver these amounts to the Lake County, to the Northwest Correctional Facility in Lake County, Tennessee. General, are these the only charges against Mr. Powell at this time? I believe they are. Okay. Is the state intending to move forward with felony charges?
Yes, sir, we are.
Okay. Mr. Powell, let me ask you a question, sir. Are you going to be able to hire an attorney to represent you at this time, or would you like the court to?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are going to be able to hire an attorney, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Reason I ask you is that if you were not able to, I want to know, so I don't want to keep you in longer than you need to before we need to bring you back for a hearing. Is the reason I'm asking you, okay? Has your family, to your knowledge, has your family spoken to anybody about this, about hiring you an attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you happen to know who they are? Well, let me ask you this. I'll just cut to the chase. Have they hired an attorney?
I think today, after this court hearing, I have a discussion with them, and a couple of lawyers were supposed to call my people back today. So today, I'll probably have some time this afternoon.
Sir, this is what I ask of you. If you are able to hire an attorney, if you do that, sir, what we'll need to do is have that attorney contact the clerk's office here to let them know they have been retained to represent you so that we can be sure to send them all of your paperwork and your files, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I am going to address bond at this time. If you would, please raise your right hand for me, sir. To the best of your ability. Yes, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is true, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you put your hand down, sir. Mr. Powell, let me ask you this, or let me tell you this, sir. Before we do anything, I want to advise you, if you've come back to court and you have not been able to do that, if you've not been able to hire an attorney, just let me know, and I'll be happy to still ask you questions about appointing you one, okay?
I couldn't hear you for a second, but
I apologize, sir. If we come back to court and you have not been able to hire an attorney, just let me know. And I'll be happy to ask you questions about appointing you an attorney if you think you're not going to be able to hire one, okay?
no, sir, I haven't.
Okay, that's good. Just wanted to make sure. Mr. Powell, let me ask you, sir, this is the address that's listed on the warrant. I want to make sure that I have this address right, and if it's not right, please tell me, okay? I have an address of 1115 Willow Oak Lane in Jackson, Tennessee. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how long have you lived at that address, sir?
About 2.5 years.
Okay. Who do you live at that address with, sir?
Myself.
Yourself? Okay. Sir, let me just ask you this. How long have you lived in Jackson, Tennessee? All of your life? Okay. Have you lived anywhere besides Jackson, Tennessee?
No, sir.
Okay. Sir, let me ask you this. In the last 10 years, have you been convicted or charged with a felony offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you still on parole or probation for that offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, sir, can you recall what the charge was?
76.
Okay.
2019.
Yes, sir.
Schedule, maybe might have been 2 or 3.
Okay. How much time are you serving on that charge, sir?
10 years.
10 years. How much time do you have left?
How much do I have left?
5.5 left?
No, I got 9 left.
9 left. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. I apologize. Is there any other felony charges that you have had within the last 10 years in addition to that?
No, sir.
Okay. In the last 10 years, have you been charged or convicted of ever failing to appear in court?
No, sir.
Okay. General.
Your statement recommends $75,000 bond.
Mr. Powell, let me ask you, sir, are you going to be able to post a $75,000 bond?
Possibly.
Possibly? Okay. Mr. Powell, this is what I want to do. General, since he's not 100% sure, I think I'm going to reset him to Monday morning to make sure. If he does make his bond, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him on the docket on the 14th with everybody else. But just to make sure he makes his bond, we're going to continue the case to Monday, okay? Mr. Powell, I'm going to continue your case to Monday morning, okay? That's just to make sure you make your bond. You have some time, there's some time limits that go with these cases, and I want to make sure that we don't push you too far out and you're still in custody, okay? That's why I just want to have you back on Monday, okay?
If Monday, if I don't make the bond by Monday, will the bond be lowered Monday?
That's something that your attorney will have to address with me.
Okay.
Your Honor, he also needs to be aware that there's a hold out of Crockett County for him as well.
Mr. Powell, they have told me there is I don't know anything about this charge, sir. They just informed me there is a hold currently out in Crockett County, Tennessee for you. I don't know anything about the charge, but if you were to make bond, you would have to go to Crockett County to face those charges as well, sir, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, okay. Mr. Powell, you should be aware. General,
I got a question.
yes, sir.
Did I get like a breakdown on how the bond is $75,000?
Are you asking me why I'm saying that amount?
But I thought it went by like a range by the offense.
Well, what it is, sir, is that when setting bond, I have to take into consideration a couple of things. Your nexus to the community. I didn't hear any testimony to indicate that you have any family here in Lake County, Tennessee, or have any business where you work in Lake County, Tennessee. So you don't have much of a nexus to the community. I have to consider that. In addition to that, the fact that you're currently on probation for a prior felony conviction, I have to take into consideration that, as well as the possible safety of the community. So that's the reason why the bond is a little enhanced in this case, is because you don't have much of a nexus to our county here in Lake County. You've been a resident of Madison County your whole life. If your attorney wants to address the bond, I'll be happy to let them do that, but we'll have to have them present here to argue that on your behalf, okay? So I'm going to continue your case to Monday morning. General, in regards to Mr. Powell, I did not hear in the warrants any interactions or anything going on in regards to Mr. Drummond's case that is currently. So the state is asking for a restraining order.
That's the reason we didn't ask for one.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure of that. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Powell, I'm going to say your bond conditions are, sir, you must keep in contact with your attorney. You're not allowed to possess any drugs or alcohol, and you also cannot be charged with a new offense or fail to appear in court, sir. Okay, I'm going to continue your case on Monday morning at 9 o'clock, and we'll see you back here then, sir. Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir. Folks, this is a very different General Sessions court date. Most of the time we'll be in the courtroom, and I'm telling this mostly to our friends in the media so that y'all do this for the future. We'll be here in the courtroom on those dates. We are a tiny county. In case y'all have not discovered that, you have now. So we will be, there is a jury trial that's getting ready to literally swap over, and we're going to hop out of here and go to City Hall. There's one other lady that is going to have a hearing in regards to these charges. Her hearing will take place at City Hall across the street, okay? So bear with us, okay? I apologize for any inconvenience, but I appreciate everybody's time. At this time, folks, we are in recess, and we'll go to City Hall across the street.
Okay, so that's essentially just some of the intricacies of the case. There's a lot going on. You've got Austin Drummond, but he also got 5 other accomplices that helped him on the run. So I just want to give you a taster, a little flavor, one of those, little taster. But yeah, so the preliminary hearing happened yesterday. So we'll hear a little bit more about the case now, so we can go into that. But before we do, I just wanted to say as well, thank you to Mexi Texi last night. She was a superstar. She covered the Donna Adelson trial for us. So thank you so much. I do really appreciate it, Mexi. I really do. I got your text, so I got out of bed, or got up, and I was like, right, let's get on. But I didn't get the chance to properly thank you, Mexi. So thank you very much. I'm sorry if I, steamrolled into the verdict. I took over in a sense. I should have. Maybe should have stayed off and just let you carry on. But I got too excited and just jumped on. But yeah, thank you again, Mexi, for that. Nice to see you, Josie. Hope you're doing well, my darling, as well. Nice to see Josie here as always. She was very sad. And also, what happened? Did you see the? Did you see? Where was it? I'm sure I saw it here on Twitter. Okay, hang on, let me find this. There was. Oh, okay, hang on. So, right, there's a couple of things here. So the trial we were covering on Monday, it's been delayed. So it's been delayed as they wait an appeal on the decision that is in the High Court. It was supposed to start next week, but it's not now. So we'll do something different next week now. Fine. Where was it? I saw something. I don't remember where I saw it, but essentially, Georgia was asked. Hang on, let me mute this for a second. Georgia was asked in an interview, what's going to happen, Wendy, and she just basically said, "Watch this space." So that's good news. I hope they go after her. Did the hearing already happen? Yes, it's already happened, Amy. Already happened, my darling. It happened yesterday during the Don Adelson trial. So yes. So watch this space for Wendy. That bitch needs to be fucking. I want to call the chat bitches. You are great bitches. She is a motherfucking bitch. I would not want her in our chat. She's not welcome in our chat. Bitches are welcome. Wendy, you are not welcome. So, right. So here we go. Spanks. No worries. Spank anytime you want, Mimi. Here we go. Let me get it to the right position. We all want to be in the right position. And this judge seems okay. You are good, Jersey Jen. You are good. All of you are good. I like you all. Most of you anyway, so. Oh, look at that. So it goes agriculture, commerce, the Great Seal, something of Tennessee. Badaza has said that he will take one for the team. He will hammer Wendy. Happy days. You are good bitches. You are. Pain in the asses. Some of you pain in the asses, but no, you're great. And you know I don't actually mean you're bitches. You are great people. And talking about bitches, Bill, how are you, sir? How are you doing? You left your future wife hanging yesterday, Bill. You left her hanging. Here she is. Oh, Amy clicked on Amy. Here she is, Jersey Jen. Free Donna. Jeepers. Here we go. Hello. We're just going through some hearings for Austin Drummond. And the trial we're going to cover next week has been delayed, so we're not covering it now. Pains never. Rhonda Hinckley, good morning. Hey, long time. He's only got eyes, Amy. He's only got eyes on Jersey Jen, so you have to go join the queue and join the back of the queue, Amy, for his heart. Jen stole it, so good morning. I was Team Free Don Sewell, so good morning. Good morning. Good morning. There you go. Right, so here we go. The great state of Tennessee against Austin Drummond. About 3 hours, Lou. About 3 hours, roughly. I don't want no man's. What? Amy doesn't want any man. You don't want a permanent man. You just want sexy time with a man, not a full-time man. That's fair. I don't blame you. Less than Charlie. Yes, it was roughly around 3 hours, I believe. Donna's guilty, but they didn't do a good job proving it. I agree, Ty. Right, here we go. And again, this is Oh man, you figured me out. Yeah, 100%. Don't blame me though. You're in too much trouble. Fucking coming from you, the biggest psycho in chat. Jeepers. So Austin Drummond is up for quadruple homicide. But all the details should come out in this hearing. So if you don't know much about this case and you missed the first hour, it's fine. And you will learn a lot more of what happened in this hearing. This is a preliminary hearing. So any questions, it should be covered in this. The closing arguments were longer than deliberations. They were, Dave. There you go. Right, here we go, everybody. I'll be back 2 seconds. Oh shit, hang on. Let me zoom it up then. Here we go.
All rise. Court is now in session. Honorable Judge Andrew Cook presiding. Be seated, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, everyone. Before we get started, I'll go over just a couple of housekeeping matters. Appreciate the folks from our law enforcement who are here today providing security for the building. Appreciate each of you, and your efforts have not gone unnoticed. I want to say that first and foremost. Second off, I want to just make aware that we are set for today for preliminary hearing in the matter of Mr. Austin Robert Drummond on the 4 counts that he had. I'm sorry, on the 5 counts that he has before the court, the 5 cases with 2 counts each. I want to take this time just to go over with everyone. We're going to have some statements and some evidence that may be entered today that may be difficult to hear, may be upsetting to hear. If at any time you feel that you cannot sit and listen to the proceedings, I would ask that you step outside. If anyone does have to step outside, that's fine. I don't mind that. If a disruption is made, then you will be removed from the courtroom. And if further disruptions are made, the court has the right to hold you in contempt of court, or the sheriff's office has the right to issue charges for disorderly conduct. I don't want to see that happen, and I don't think that we're going to have that happen. But I just have to give everybody that notice prior to this hearing starting. Mr. Goodman, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
General Hayes, good afternoon. Mr. Huffman, Mr. Mason, good afternoon. Mr. Drummond, good afternoon, sir. What are we proceeding on first? Because I know there is a motion before the court, and also we have a preliminary hearing. So how do we want to take that up?
We'll just do the preliminary hearing first.
Okay. Does the state have its list of who it intends to call today during the preliminary?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
The state intends to call Officer Corey Hussey, Deputy Hunter Brady, Special Agent Justin Tubbs, Special Agent Scott Lawson, and Brandon Wheeler, Officer Wheeler.
Okay. Anyone else, General?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Is anyone from the defense going to be called for as a witness?
No, Your Honor, we will call.
Okay. Folks, if your name has been called, and I don't know all of you who they just called out, I know some of them, but for those of you whose name was just called, you will have to step outside the courtroom while the others are testifying. Rule 615 of the Tennessee Rules of Evidence says that witnesses must be sequestered for that purpose. You cannot discuss the case with one another prior to your testimony. Who's the first witness for the state going to be?
Officer Hussey.
Okay, Officer Hussey. Everyone else who was called as a witness would step out at this time. And when we are ready for your testimony, we will have a deputy come outside to retrieve you at that time.
Yeah, our special agent Tubbs is our identification party.
Yes. The court will take note that Special Agent Tubbs is the prosecuting witness designated by the state of Tennessee. Mr. Huffman, in general, I know y'all's normally my routine is in preliminaries. I'm happy to hear from either party on any opening, but if everybody wants to just proceed to direct examination, I'm fine either way. I just wanted to kind of get the lay of the land from y'all. So
State will waive the opening remarks.
we'll proceed then to direct examination. I do want to make sure I have officially put this on the record. We are hearing the matter. I should have done that first. I apologize. We are hearing the matter of State of Tennessee versus Austin Robert Drummond. In case.
Whoa. This is what I mean when you ladies start chatting in chat. What? Yeah, Amy, are you on your phone? Maybe that's why. Maybe Amy, Mexi's a good shout. I can't. I don't see anything. Whoa. Also, me Josie, he dated the guard in jail. So let me get this right. He dated the guard in jail, guarding him, who is the grandmother that he has the baby, question mark. So is that... Are you saying, is this a fact, or are you just questioning it? That he dated... What? He dated the guard in jail who... He dated the guard in jail. So he dated her. And she's a grandma of the daughter that has a baby. Wow, okay. To be fair, Lan, it is like a news piece on it or something. I've not heard that bit, so okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Amy, yeah, fine. I did not know that. And Amy, I don't know. The only thing I can say to you about memberships is, as Mexi said, maybe if you're on your phone. Anyone else having difficulties with a membership or gifting membership option? Anyone else having issues with that? I can't see it, so I don't know. Okay, I muted myself and started speaking again.
Is number 25 CR 48067, 48068, 48069, and 48071. 25 CR being those documents. Your first witness, General.
Your state Tennessee calls Officer Corey Hussey.
Officer Hussey.
Pretty woman walking down the street, Spacey Stacy, the candy like to me, Spacey Stacy. She's out all night again with Lady Diane Hippie Chick. Spacey Stacy, she's out on the streets with Hippie Chick and Lady Di. Right, that doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Anyway, that was a good song. Oh, Lady Di, thank you. Yours works. Thank you. Oh, fucking hell. 10 gifts. You do not have to give 10 memberships, but thank you so much. It was more about does it work. Thank you, Lady Di. I hate to really do this because that means I have to be nice to you again. Shit. Congratulations to Opal, Gypsy, Nancy, Muradian, Fukway, Steve, who's here for Don Adelson, April Gooden, Linz McClins, Kathy Royce, Ghost 13, Ty McCarthy, Help Me Rhonda, Fifth Dimension. Congratulations to all of you. Rhonda, see you in a little bit, my darling. Stacy and Hippie Chick were out all night long walking the streets. Do you know what? I only had 30 minutes sleep last night, so yeah, I'm struggling today. All you have to be nice for 10 minutes. Thank you. Deal. You look beautiful there, Ellie. Let's put the timer on quick. 15, 11, 5. There's 10, 11 here, so happy days. Thank you again, Lady Di. I do appreciate you. Thank you, my darling. You're the best. Thank you. So they do work, Amy. But yeah, I don't know how it does work. Thank you. I'm going to be quiet for 10 minutes so I can just avoid being nice to Lady Di.
If you please come to the witness stand, sir. If you would, Ms. Jessica is going to place you under oath at this time.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God.
Thank you, sir. And Officer Hussey, be sure if you would to speak into the microphone. We've had these things kind of messed with and fixed in a much better way, and I appreciate our IT folks for that. But just be sure to speak into the microphone clearly because we are recording. Okay? Thank you.
All right, would you state your name, please?
Corey Hussey.
And where do you work?
I'm a park ranger with Tennessee State Parks.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure that didn't totally kill us here. It didn't?
Okay.
Sorry about that. Sorry, guys.
All right, would you tell me again who you work for?
I'm a park ranger for Tennessee State Parks.
Okay. And how long have you had that position?
I took this position on June 28th,
June 28th,
2025.
I'm sorry.
2025.
Okay, June 28th, 2025. Do you recall if you were working on the day of July 29th of 2025?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And as a part of your job, do you routinely patrol state parks and specifically around the Rehoboth Lake area?
Yes.
Okay. Is that something that's just part of your duties that you do that?
Yes.
How many parks are there that you have to actually patrol daily?
One park, Rehoboth Lake State Park.
Okay. Are there individual smaller parks within the full lake park area?
Yes, sir. There are individual units that are all attached to Rehoboth Lake State Park.
Okay. Is there one on Carrington Road in Lake County?
So the Carrington Road location is state land managed by TWRA. However, we operate programming and tours from an area on Carrington Road.
Okay. So it's not actually a park, right?
No, sir.
Okay. It's just an area that's owned by the state and it's actually used by the state.
Yes, sir.
Is that area actually near the Northwest Correctional Complex?
Yes, sir.
Just an estimate of how far would you say it is from that area?
Maybe a mile.
And is that here in Lake County, Tennessee?
Yes,
That area that we're talking about on Carrington Road?
yes, sir.
While you were patrolling that area on July 29th, 2025, did you notice anything unusual or anything that caught your attention that day?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Could you tell me what that was?
So while patrolling down Carrington Road shortly after 1 o'clock, I found 3 vehicles parked on the left side of Carrington Road.
Okay. Do you know what type of vehicles they were?
One was a black Dodge Charger, one was a Chevrolet Traverse, and the other was a Nissan Rogue.
Okay. Did you see anyone out there? Any individuals standing around the vehicles or inside the vehicles?
I did not see them.
What'd you do after you noticed the vehicles? Did you stop, get out? Did you do anything?
I proceeded past the vehicles when I was making entry down Carrington Road. Then I turned around and proceeded back out from that location.
Okay. As you came back out of the location, were all the vehicles still there?
No, sir.
Which vehicle was no longer there?
The Nissan Rogue had left in the time it took me to turn around.
Okay. Did you notice anything about the Nissan Rogue that was unusual for this area?
It had a California tag.
I want to hand you this photograph. If you would look at that photograph. Did you recognize either one of those 2 vehicles in that photograph?
The Nissan Rogue with the California tag would be the similar make and model as what I saw.
Okay. Is that vehicle similar to the one that you saw there that day?
Yes.
When you turned around and came back, was the vehicle?
YouTube sucks, Amy, so don't worry about it. YouTube sucks lately. I really know it's still not there. Yeah, I can't. I don't have it on mine, so I don't understand it. But it's all good anyway. Yeah, YouTube sucks lately with everything, so I'm not surprised it's not there.
Vehicle leaving at that point, or was it already gone?
It had already left.
Could you tell anything about if it was left hurriedly, or could you tell?
In the time it took me to turn around, it had already left from where I can see it. There's quite a bit of dust in the air. As I proceeded out on Carrington Road, there are several straightaways, and at no point in time could I see the vehicle. Would indicate it left in a hurry.
Would you make that photograph with an exhibit to your testimony, please? Judge, could-
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Huffman, have you no objection? Okay. Court will show this to be entered as State's Exhibit number 1.
Officer Hussey, after you saw that, vehicle leave and the other 2 vehicles that were still there, did you see anyone around at that point, around the vehicles?
No, I did not see any.
Did you make a report about that?
I wrote notes to myself, but I did not file any report at that time.
Did you later tell someone about that?
Yes, sir.
And who was that?
My manager, Doug Robertson.
What made you tell him about that incident?
Later that evening, he messaged me that there had been an incident on Carrington Road.
Okay. And at that point, what did you tell him?
I immediately called him and informed him that I had been there earlier that day and had seen those vehicles.
And was that information passed on to local law enforcement?
Yes, sir. I shortly received a call from the Sheriff's Department along with TBI and shared that knowledge with them also.
And after that, did you produce all of your findings to a report?
Yes, sir.
One moment, Sean.
Yes, sir.
You stated that when you first saw the vehicles on Carrington Road, that you drove past them and then turned around.
Yes, sir.
How long did it take you to go down to the area that you were turning around and then get back to where the vehicles were?
Only a few minutes, less than 5 minutes, probably 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes. Okay. Did you notice anything about any of the vehicles? Were any of the doors open or anything like that?
When I was coming past the vehicles the first time, the black Dodge Charger's trunk was open.
What about when you came back?
The trunk had been closed at that time.
So you passed 3 vehicles, trunk is up. Within 2 to 3 minutes, you come back, the trunk is closed, and the Nissan Rogue is gone.
Yes, sir.
Just to remind everybody that the Paul Canero v. New Jersey trial has been delayed now till 5th of January. Just so you know, 5th of January. So this is a hearing by Austin Drummond. Yeah. Don't worry, Amy. I understand YouTube sucks.
And when you get back to the road, you see no sign.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're on past with us.
Yes, sir. Mr. Huffman? Yes, sir.
Officer Hussey, were you able to see any individuals on scene? You said you drove past, you notice any individuals?
No, sir.
Okay. So when you drove back by, same thing?
No individuals at that time.
That's it.
Yes, sir. Can you redirect, General?
No, Your Honor.
Officer Hussey, we thank you for being here, sir. You're released from your subpoena. You can have a seat here or you're free to go, whichever you'd like to do, sir. Thank you very much. Next.
State would call Dan.
So the trial I was speaking of, Lady Di, is a trial in New Jersey where the guy is accused of killing his family, his brother and his family. He has appealed something, and which means that the trial's delayed. It was supposed to start on Monday, which was the next trial we were going to do, because it looked quite intense, because children were involved. But now it's been delayed until the 5th, and the 5th, if it still goes ahead, is the when we will be covering Sarah Patrick, the 17-year-old TikToker. She is on January 5th as well. So yeah, I didn't realize either. So. But there we go.
Deputy Hunter Brady.
Yes, sir. Deputy Brady.
This is the best thing. We can zoom.
Yes.
Everybody say zoom. Zoom.
Good afternoon. Would you state your name, please?
Hunter Brady,
And Deputy Brady, where do you work?
Lake County Sheriff's Department.
And how long have you been working there?
Been here a little almost a year now.
Do you remember if you were working on July 29th of 2025?
I was.
Okay. And was that an early day or was that in the evening?
Would have been in the evening.
Okay. Was that the shift you typically work?
That's correct.
Press the like, press the like, press the like, please. Press the like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me if you liked and subscribe. Like and subscribe, everyone. Let's fucking go. Morning, Lisa.
Had you received any information earlier in the day about a baby being abandoned in another county?
I have not.
Okay. Had you heard anything about that?
Just on what I've seen on social media.
Okay. But you had seen that earlier that day? Okay. Did you know at that time who the parents of the baby was that was dropped off or anything about that?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did you receive a call later in that evening that vehicles that may have belonged to the baby's family had been located?
I did.
And who did you get that call from?
One of the family members of, I believe, one of the victims involved.
Okay. Did they call you directly or did they call dispatch?
They called our dispatch.
And you were dispatched to that area?
That's correct.
Where did you go? Where was the area that you responded to?
Carrington Road.
Is Carrington Road in Lake County?
It is.
Once you got to Carrington Road, what did you do?
So when I first got there, we spoke with the female caller. She advised that she found her family vehicles parked back on the dead end road, which is halfway down. And
You're such a fucking pain in the ass. You're over your 10 minutes as well. Fuck's sakes. Right. Lady Di, friggin' Nora. Right. Because some people don't know what this is, let's play this because if I don't play, Lady Di is going to bite me. So, very quickly, these are just some of the to give you a little quick insight into Austin Drummond, even though we have done a little bit of this, but these might show you a little bit more. Then we'll get back to the hearing then. I don't have to be nice to you anymore, Lady Di, so it's fine.
We're here today to confirm that Austin Drummond has been taken into custody. More importantly, his capture occurred without any further harm to the public or to any law enforcement officers. Just after 8 o'clock a.m., we received multiple calls of sightings of the suspect. Placing resources there immediately resulted in an additional citizen's call at about 8:57 a.m. We took advantage of that quickly evolving situation and made the arrest at 9:05 a.m.
This was a scary moment in Tennessee, a scary bunch of days when this killer was literally on the loose. There was surveillance video of him with a gun, seeing if doors are locked or unlocked, looking for places to stay as he was hiding from police. He was captured. He's accused of mass murder, 4 people. There were 5 people there. There was also a baby at the house. The baby he took from the house, didn't leave with the dead bodies, but he is accused of murdering the baby's parents, 20 and 21 years old, the baby's uncle, 15 years old, the baby's grandmother, 38 years old, but took the baby from the scene and left it with a stranger on the yard, honking the horn, making sure that someone took care of the baby. And that sped up his arrest and his identification by saving the baby. Well, now he is speaking for the very first time from behind bars with Nick Barris, one of the great reporters from Scripps News Group up in Tennessee. Take a listen to what Austin Drummond had to say.
Austin Drummond is locked up without bond in the Obion County Jail. He's charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder. A source gave him my cell phone number, and he called us to talk about his case.
I'm innocent of what I'm charged with, yes, sir. I'm not an innocent man, but I'm not guilty of what they charged me with.
Of course, you would expect a man potentially facing the death penalty to say that.
I offered to take a polygraph.
The 28-year-old Drummond admits to a long criminal record dating back to his teenage years and was a one-time member of the Vice Lords gang. But he says he did not kill Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, Matthew James Wilson, or Courtney Rose, whose bodies were all found in Lake County on July 29th.
I had no reason to hurt these people. They were my girlfriend's family who had became my family. I took Adriana to the hospital to have her baby. I helped teach Braden to drive. Matthew was like a little brother to me, man.
Drummond was on the run for several days after the murders. Locals in Northwest Tennessee feared a killer was on the loose, and it made national headlines. If Drummond didn't murder the 4 victims, then why did he run?
I did not handle the situation right by running, but I was afraid.
And here's why. Drummond says after another arrest earlier this year, he cut a deal with the Lake County District Attorney, FBI, and ATF to work as a confidential informant.
During my time working for them, I helped uncover drug dealers selling multiple kilos at a time of cocaine, also drug traffickers delivering pounds of meth. We identified dirty law enforcement and correctional personnel and tapped Vice Lord leadership phones.
Drummond says he learned that his cover had been blown the day of the killings, and that is why he ran.
I was afraid because I knew bad things happened, and I was afraid that because I was an informant, things would go wrong. Things would happen to me.
We did ask the district attorney about Drummond's claim that he was working as a confidential informant. The DA said he could not comment at this time. We should learn much more about the case against Drummond at a preliminary hearing that's scheduled for early September. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
Unbelievable work by Nick Barris, by the way. Let's bring back in our think tank, Randy Kessler, Erica Wilson, Josh Schiffer. This just got much more complicated. I was not expecting that.
I'm going to leave it there because most of this is going to be covered in the hearing anyway. So I don't need to listen to those people. But on a serious note, if you ever need to clean a room or anything like that, just ask Lady Di. Just ask Lady Di. I think we had 44 people, and now we're down to 20. We just come back up to 26. So, yeah, just how to go with the people in chat. Make a note of that. Ask Lady Di. Let me make him a note of it. Shit, how do I open it here? How? Ask Lady Di. Ask Lady Di. Get rid of chat peeps. So there you go. Ask Lady Di. Get rid of chat peeps. Fucking Lady Di. Fucking Lady Di. Play it. Fuck's sakes. It's all good though. It's all good, Lady Di. You are forgiven. Because if people want to leave, let them fucking leave. But anyway, we will not play these again. So we will hang on, let me see what the I do want to play the rest of it because it was just them speaking and stuff. So the timelines, everything's in the hearing, people. Everything's in the hearing. If you go back to the start of this stream, we cover everything anyway. So we cover the trial, what he's in for, the hearing and stuff like that. There's a quick 2-minute video that I'll play here because, fuck it. Why not? Right, here we go.
Tom, the WREG investigators continue to dig deeper into Austin Drummond's past. Most of his life, adult life at least, was spent at a state prison in Lake County. And from there, he reportedly posted pictures that paint a lifestyle you might not expect.
You don't expect this. Our chief investigator, Jessica Gertler, shows you the pictures we found and presses for answers.
This video reportedly posted to Austin Drummond's Facebook page showing him playing video games while serving his sentence for an armed robbery at the Northwest Correctional Complex in Lake County, Tennessee. WREG investigators also found multiple photos posted to that same page revealing a comfortable life while he was reportedly housed in state prison. These pictures show him with multiple cell phones. And these photos, you can see a TV streaming device, a handheld video game system, and shelves stocked with food. This picture, take a look, shows him flashing a nice bottle of liquor with the caption, "Chirac, almost home, living it up till I get there." It was posted November 2023, 10 months before he was released. We asked the Tennessee Department of Corrections if it's seen the photos, what action was taken, and how often do they conduct sweeps at that prison. All TDOC would say, when an inmate is in violation of policy, they are disciplined. A TBI background report we uncovered states Drummond was charged 4 times with contraband into a penal facility, as well as unlawful telecommunication devices in a penal facility. The Lake County District Attorney.
So he was released from the Department of Corrections. Once that happens, he had these new charges pending from where it occurred inside the prison. But once that happens and he's released, it's no different than anyone else who's on the street.
It's unclear how Drummond reportedly got the contraband into the state prison. The DA did say he was in a romantic relationship with a close relative of one of the 4 victims he's now accused of killing. That girlfriend, according to a state HR file, was at one point a corrections officer at the same prison while Drummond was incarcerated. The file makes no mention of any reported relationship, though. The only disciplinary issue listed is what led to her firing last October for not showing up to work. And we've submitted more records requests as we continue to push for answers and dig deeper. Of course, we'll let you know what we find out. Investigating for news leader Jessica Gertler, WREG News Channel 3.
All right, now we get back to the hearing. So, let's get back to the hearing. Hang on, need to find it first. Da, da.
I made my way down there and located the white Chevy Traverse and the Dodge Charger.
Was anybody else with you, any other officers?
Yeah, there was a Tiptonville officer, Officer Morrow, and Deputy Karen Ross.
Okay. Did y'all all arrive at about the same time?
Yeah, they were probably a minute behind me.
Okay. All right, so you proceed down Carrington Road, you find a black Charger, Dodge Charger, and a white Chevrolet Traverse vehicle.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Was anyone in the vehicles?
No, the vehicles were vacant.
Did you run any registration on the vehicles to see who they belong to?
I was approaching the vehicle as why Deputy Ross started running the registration on the black Charger.
Okay. Were you able to determine who that black Charger belonged to?
No, not at the time.
Or at a later time?
At a later time.
Do you know who that was? Do you know if it's Braden Williams?
I never received the information from dispatch. She's the one that ran the registration.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So you didn't see anyone in the vehicles at the time. Did you start to look around the vehicles or look in the vehicles?
Yeah, so I first looked in the passenger side of the vehicle.
Which one?
Of the white Chevy Traverse.
Okay. Did you notice anything when you looked inside?
Yeah, red substance that I believe it was blood at the time, all in the passenger side front and the passenger side rear.
Okay. What'd you do at that point?
Advised the other officers on the scene that we had either an active situation going on or something had happened and we needed to search the area.
Okay. And so did you start to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what happened.
I walked around the vehicle a little bit and then I noticed a shoe sitting off the trail that was directly behind the vehicle and it had some blood on it. So that was the direction we determined we needed to go. And I went off in the woods. That's when I located 2 bodies in the directly behind the white Chevy Traverse.
Okay. Did you, before you found the body, did you notice there were any shell casing around the vehicles or anything like
No,
that?
not at the time. Not yet.
Okay. Did you later find that there were?
Yes. After we located 2 bodies, we started taping everything off and made our way back up. And that's when we located multiple shell casings around the vehicles.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to the first 2 bodies that you located. Tell me how they were when you found them.
The male was laying on his back under his mother, and there was a tarp over the top of him.
What was the tarp? Do you know what it's made of? Or
It was like the camo nylon material, the mesh material.
were both bodies completely covered with that material?
Yeah, except for they had maybe their hand exposed on the side.
What'd you do at that point?
That's when, started communicating with the officers. Hey, we needed to secure the scene, start a crime log, and then look for and gather evidence.
Okay. Did you secure the scene at that time?
Yes.
What did you do to secure the scene?
We taped it off, cleared the area, and contacted our supervisors so they could contact TBI.
Okay. All right. After finding those 2 bodies, were there ever any other bodies discovered?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about that.
It was after Dyer County arrived. One of the Dyer County deputies noticed a shoe on the south side of the road, and I was standing with him. And I noticed some red pools, what appeared to be blood, and it would just kind of shine in the woods. And you could see 2 more bodies under tarps.
Okay. Now, was this in the same area as the original 2 that you found?
No, this would have been south of them, across the gravel roadway. It was in the same area, but it was.
But how close were they to one another before? You had the 2 initial bodies and then 2 others. How far apart were they?
Probably like 60 feet.
Right. Were those bodies covered as well?
They were.
Same type material?
Same type material, tarp.
Okay. Were you able to identify who any of them were at that time?
No, not at that time.
Did you have any other involvement with this case?
I did not.
Yes, sir.
Pass the witness.
Yes, sir. Mr. Huffman?
Good question. Deputy Brady, okay, so you were dispatched in this area, carried your own, is that correct?
That's correct.
You remember about what time that would be?
It was roughly 8 o'clock, I believe.
Okay. Are there dispatch logs recording times?
Yeah, that's correct.
When you arrived on scene, you said there was one Tiffinville officer and there was another officer on scene?
Lake County Sheriff's Deputy.
Okay. When you arrived on scene and you noticed these things, you said that you secured the scene after you discovered the body, is that correct?
That's correct.
The first set of bodies, yes.
Yes.
All right. How many total officers were on scene at that point in time?
When we found the first set of bodies, there was just 3. We know 4 because a trooper had showed up right as we were entering the woods.
And you recall which officers those were?
Hayden, Trooper Hayden.
And did you write any reports or anything like that?
I did.
Were those names be located in that report as well?
Yes.
All right. You said when you were on scene, you secured the scene by taping it off?
That's right.
All right. And how long after arriving on scene and discovering bodies did you do that?
It was within minutes.
All right. And contacted supervisors and they contacted TBI, is that correct?
That's correct.
Were you wearing your body worn camera at that time?
I was.
Was it active at that time?
Yes.
Is that footage backed up?
Yes.
And available for discovery?
Yeah.
Were you in a marked vehicle?
I was.
Does that have a dash cam?
It does not.
The other officers, do you know if they had body cams or dash cams?
They have body cams. We don't have dash cams.
To your knowledge, were those active as well?
To my knowledge, yes.
And when you were securing the scene, were you doing any evidence collection?
We was marking evidence as we were finding it. Yeah.
Okay. Did you remove any items?
No.
Did you take any photos at that time?
I did not.
Yes, sir. Any ready to General?
Oh, yeah.
Deputy Brady, thank you, sir. You're releasing your subpoena. You are either free to go or free to stay, whichever you'd like to do, sir. Your next witness, General.
Just gonna call Officer Brandon Wheeler.
So you were doing cam with him, were you? You were doing like live cams with your friend in jail, shouting at him through the guard's phone. So it's not just Sarah P. Then especially Stacey's got a bit of a kink for felons as well. I'm not a fan either. No, no, not men. No. Dylan, do you have the expression "grebo"? No, never heard of it. It's like, why not keeps my hair out my face? Something to grab onto, something for those men to grab onto, eh, Bardaza? When you're here. No, you are saucy bitch. No, it depends. I kind of like it, but not on my son. What is that? I've never heard of it. Right.
Officer Wheeler. Officer Wheeler, please come to the witness stand, sir. And if you would, sir, please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear firm testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God?
I swear. Thank you, sir. Be sure to speak in the microphone.
Will you state your name?
Detective Brandon Wheeler.
And Detective Wheeler, where do you work?
I work at the Dyersburg Police Department.
And were you involved in this investigation to the case of why we're here today?
Yes.
Okay. What were you asked to do?
I'm not sure if Special Agent Harbor reached out to us or if we reached out offering assistance, but we were trying to identify a vehicle that was of interest.
Okay. And how are you trying to do that?
So we have two LPR systems. There's a Motorola LPR system and the flock camera system, and we were utilizing those to try to identify a rogue, Nissan Rogue.
What is the LPR?
License plate reader.
And was there anything in particular about the Nissan Rogue that you were looking for?
Yeah, this one in question specifically had a California plate on it, which is not typical for our area.
Okay. And the city of Dyersburg had these two license plate readers, right?
There's more than two, but there are several in the city.
Those systems?
Yes.
Flock and Motorola?
Yes.
Okay. And you have the ability to access those, right?
I do.
And can you access any other ones?
We can access other cameras that other agencies have shared with us.
Okay. And did you do that as part of this investigation?
Yes.
Who else did you access?
There's several thousand agencies that openly share their cameras with us, so we can search all of them all at once.
Okay. And aside from Dyersburg, who else did you end up searching as it relates to this investigation?
The Jackson cameras.
Okay. I'm gonna hand you up some photographs. Do you recognize that one?
I do.
Okay, and what is it?
It's a picture of the silver Nissan Rogue with the California plate.
All right, and what system did that come from? Flock or Motorola?
This is from the Flock system.
And is that in Jackson or Dyersburg?
Jackson.
And what time is that?
11:32 a.m. on the 29th of July.
And do you make that an exhibit to your testimony today?
Yes.
No, we have to make that state exhibit too.
No objection.
No objection.
See, that's, we'll mark this state exhibit 2, Ms. Jessica. Thank you.
And Officer Wheeler, do you recognize what's also been handed up to you now?
I do.
And give me this. You recognize that one as well?
I do.
Okay, and what is it?
It is a picture from the Motorola system in Dyersburg, capturing the vehicle going northbound Highway 78.
And that's the same road with the California license plate?
It is.
It's the same license plate as we saw in the first picture?
It is.
Okay. And what time of the day is that one captured?
This one was captured at 12:39 p.m. on July 20th.
And where is that one located? Where is that particular camera located at in Dyersburg?
That particular camera is located at the intersection of Lake Road and Radio Road, right in front of Love's.
Okay.
Could you repeat that again, where it was, intersection of where?
Yeah, Lake Road and Radio Road
Radio Road, okay, I'm sorry.
between Love's and Cracker Barrel.
And do you make that one exhibit to your testimony as well?
I do.
Okay.
Show this marked as State's Exhibit 3.
And then let's go back to the second picture that I actually handed up to you. You recognize that one as well?
I do.
Okay. And is it from the same camera that you just identified as the last picture?
It is from the same set of cameras facing a different direction.
Okay, which direction does that camera face?
This one is facing southbound towards the city.
And what does it depict?
It shows a picture of the same Nissan Rogue California plate heading back in towards Starrsburg.
And what's the date and time on that?
This picture was taken at 2:15 p.m. on July 29th.
2025.
Correct.
You make that one exhibit to your testimony as well?
I do.
You're on way to ask to make that exhibit.
Okay.
Absolutely. Show this marked as State's Exhibit number 4.
One more photo there.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize that one as well?
I do.
And what system did it come from?
This is from the clock system.
Is that in Jackson or Dyersburg?
Jackson.
And what date and time captures that one?
This picture was taken at 4:16 p.m. July 29th, 2025.
And does it depict the same road as we've seen in the previous ones?
Yes, same road, same license plate.
Do you make that exhibit to your testimony as well?
I do.
And I would ask to make that State's Exhibit 5. No objection.
Show this marked as State's Exhibit number 5.
You can have that passed back to Officer Weaver just for your record. Officer Wheeler, on that last photo, was there anything of significance that you noticed?
Yes, this is a photo taken from the front angle of the vehicle, and you can see the driver in this photo.
Okay. And can you describe the driver?
The driver appears to be a white male, has a goatee, and looks very similar to the defendant.
And was there anything that you noticed about the vehicle in that photograph?
Yes, so the vehicle in this photograph appears to be much dirtier, especially around the wheels and the rims, than it was previously earlier in the day.
Your Honor, pass the mic.
Yes, sir. Mr. Huffman.
Just a few questions. Detective Wheeler, so you were asked to look for a Nissan Rogue with California plates, correct?
I don't remember the exact parameters, but I believe we were looking for a Rogue with California plates.
Did you have a plate number?
No, sir.
Once you located the vehicle in the photos that was presented in the evidence, did you continue looking for other Nissan Rogues with California tags?
Yes.
Did you find any more?
No.
And the only photo, I believe, was Exhibit 5, was the front view of the vehicles. There are other ones were from the rear, is that correct?
I don't remember exactly, but I think they were all from the rear.
And then the one on Exhibit 5, which is from the front.
Yes.
That's all.
Any redirect, General?
No, Your Honor.
Detective Wheeler, thank you, sir. We appreciate it. You're free to go, free to stay, whichever you choose to do, sir. Your next witness, General.
Special Agent Scott Lawson.
Agent Lawson. Agent Lawson, if you please come to the witness stand, sir.
Yes, sir.
And before you have a seat, if you would, sir, please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God?
I do. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
My name is Scott Lawson.
And do you work for the Federal Bureau of Investigation?
I do.
Okay, what is your current assignment with the FBI?
I'm a special agent on the Safe Streets Task Force.
Okay. And were you involved in the investigation as to this homicide in Lake County?
I was.
What role did you play?
Most of my experience is in the command post, assisting with cell phone analysis from tolls, working with timelines and video review to assist in the exploitation of cell phone data.
Okay. And have you received training on cell phone data?
I have.
What kind of training have you received?
I'm a member of the FBI's child abduction team, and we get yearly training with our cellular analysis survey team. That's the experts at FBI headquarters with analyzing cell phone data, geolocation data. So when we deploy with the child rapid deployment team, we are consistently working in partnership with the CAS team to analyze cell phone data and kind of feed each other back and forth to further investigations.
Okay. And is that what you did here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What specific cell phone data did you look at?
We started off our investigation by doing a deep analysis on the tolls of the victims' cellular telephones. When I say tolls, I'm speaking of the incoming and outgoing calls from the victims' phones to include records of incoming and outgoing text messages.
And when you did that, did you notice anything in particular?
Yes, we worked off a theory due to many of the victims arriving at the scene where they were murdered at various times, right? So they didn't all just appear there together. So we worked under the theory that someone must have organized a meeting or at least some type of reason to get the 4 victims to the crime scene. So as we were looking at the victims' tolls, we were looking for any unknown or unusual cell phone activity, particularly any cell phone number that would have contacted any of the victims, consistent with maybe asking them to come to this location.
Okay. And did a number stand out?
There was one number that was immediately interesting. It showed up on the cell phone analysis at approximately 6:38 that morning, 6:38 a.m. That number was unknown as far as the tolls that we had analyzed to that point of known numbers of associates of the victims. In addition, another thing that we do when we're working these investigations is try to determine when the victims' phones stop taking calls, right? We're trying to work on a timeline. We're trying to narrow everything down so that our cell phone data is strong as possible. We noticed from the 4 victims' phones that none of the victims answered a call or made a call after 7:01 a.m. So knowing where they were located and when their phones stopped answering calls, we knew that whatever had happened to them had most likely happened right around or just before 7:01 a.m.
And the number that stood out, was that 731-345-7426?
It was.
And so prior to 6:38 that morning, it wasn't on any tolls of the victims.
Right. We subpoenaed the number and ascertained that phone had just came on for the first time ever that morning, and that it had been purchased the night before at a Walmart in Dyersburg, Tennessee.
Okay. And so what else did you do next?
We asked for tolls for that cell phone number to ascertain who, at that time, we could only see when it had called one of the victims' phones, which we had their tolls. So we now asked for the tolls of the number ending in 7426. One of the first things we saw when those tolls came in is that at 7:01 was the last call with one of the victims, Adriana Williams, and at 7:25, it was calling persons associated with the rental of the Nissan Rogue car that was in question. So we knew pretty confidently that number was very interesting to us. We then asked for the cell phone company to provide geolocation records for the cell phone 731-345-7426, and immediately we ascertained that number had been at the crime scene and had started traveling south from the crime scene at approximately 7:24 a.m. As I mentioned earlier, my job is to combine the phone, the video reviews, and the timelines to make it tell a story, to help it assist in telling a story. We also had ascertained that Matt Wilson's vehicle was also going south from the crime scene, passing a camera at approximately 7:25 a.m. And the cell phone data put this newly identified cell phone number passing that same camera at a time consistent with Matt Wilson's truck going southbound.
And Mr. Wilson's truck is a late 80s F-150.
That's correct.
Can I ask one thing? I'm sorry. When you say passes the camera, are you referring to the camera that, where was that camera?
I should have been more specific. Yes, sir. So
I apologize.
no, absolutely. There was a fire station on Highway 78 just north of the main intersection here, headed towards the crime scene. And that was the video that caught the F-150 traveling southbound at 7:25 a.m.
There had been some testimony about cameras, and I was trying to make sense of which one it was talking about. So,
yes, sir.
Apologize for interrupting the agent. Yes, sir.
All right, Agent Lawson, you had mentioned that 7426 called a number associated with the rental. Can you explain that?
Yes, due to some good work performed previously, there was a Nissan Rogue that had been identified that had been rented in Jackson, Tennessee the day before and picked up on the morning of the homicide. This vehicle was captured on license plate readers going northbound towards the crime scene and then going southbound away from the crime scene at a time later in the afternoon. In addition, there was some identification of the vehicle from a park ranger being seen at the location. The investigative team followed up with the rental agreement and with Enterprise Rental Car to learn about the who had rented this vehicle and identified a Michelle Ovelis, I may not pronounce the last name correctly, Ovelis, as being the renter. As that investigation continued, she had identified that the vehicle had been given to Austin Drummond and rented on Austin Drummond's behalf.
Okay. And did she have any connection to the defendant, Mr. Drummond?
Her boyfriend, Giovanni Thomas, was closely associated with Austin, and she was also closely associated with an individual named Tanaka Brown. Our phone toll analysis identified that at 7:25, as that number 731-345-7426 was leaving the crime scene, it was jumping on a three-way conference call with Tanaka Brown and Giovanni Thomas.
Okay. And then what happened next?
So obviously at this point, we were extremely interested in just learning everything we can about the user of this telephone number. We learned that upon departing the crime scene, it traveled to an area in Dyersburg commonly known as Bikini Bottoms. Bikini Bottoms used to be like an off-road recreation vehicle area for ATVs and such. When the phone arrived at a point of interest, as this phone is traveling south towards Bikini Bottom, one of the victim's phones is traveling in concert with that phone. So that was very interesting to us as well. Both of those phones got to the Bikini Bottom area, and the phone 731-345-7426 arrived at Bikini Bottom at approximately 7:44 a.m. and stayed in the area to approximately 9:04 a.m. Based on what we do with violent crime investigations and the knowledge base that we have, we theorize that something as far as getting rid of evidence or weapons or something had happened at that Bikini Bottom area.
And in fact, did it?
It did. There was, based on the phone data and the investigation in whole, search parties were organized to go to Bikini Bottom. On the day that these phone tolls were being worked, they initially found a Tennessee driver's license for Matthew Wilson. And the next day, we found Mr. Wilson's vehicle down the ravine there at Bikini Bottom.
And that's the late 80s F-150 truck?
Yes, sir.
Did 7426 stay at Bikini Bottom?
It stayed there till about 9:04 a.m. And then it began a southeastwardly travel towards Jackson, Tennessee.
Okay. And did it eventually reach Jackson?
It did.
Do you know what time?
refer to my notes for a more specific time. We saw it arriving in the Jackson, Tennessee area at approximately 10:04 a.m.
And where did the phone go while it was in Jackson?
The phone first travels to an area consistent with the Clarion Hotel in Jackson, Tennessee. It then moves towards the Cherry Grove Apartments, and then eventually towards back up towards Dyersburg.
Okay, let's stay in Jackson for a minute. Was there any significance to the Clarion Hotel?
Through the investigation, the Clarion was identified as a place where Austin Drummond resided regularly and potentially used as a place to organize criminal activity.
And was his vehicle at the Clarion?
The information from the investigation is that his personal vehicle, the Audi, was at the Clarion. Mr. Tanaka Brown, who picked him up at Bikini Bottom, drove him back to his vehicle at the Clarion, and then followed him to Cherry Grove to depart, to leave the Audi sedan.
Okay. Was there any significance to the Cherry Grove apartment?
Cherry Grove Apartments is where Mr. Drummond's girlfriend, Caitlin Speed, resided. The investigation revealed that when his vehicle was departed at the Cherry Grove apartment complex, that he ascertained some cleaning style brushes at the apartment.
And then you said after that it starts moving back north towards Dyersburg?
There's a little time with it still being in Jackson, but by 11:55 a.m., the phone began a northwestern travel towards Bells, Tennessee.
And then it reaches Dyersburg?
We have the phone in conjunction with the license plate readers being in Dyersburg at 12:39 p.m. and by 1:04 p.m. being back north of Tiptonville near the crime scene.
And did it stay at the crime scene very long?
The phone appeared to stay, and a couple, just one note of reference for an education and this geolocation stuff with phones. You get these records either when a phone call is placed, a text message is placed, or some type of data transfer between the phone and the network. So Instagram sends you a notification, or your bank pops up and says you overdrafted, like any kind of data transfer, you'll get a location data. But a person could be at a place a couple minutes before, and we would not see that due to if there was no data transmission, could stay at a place a couple minutes after. These timeframes are based on a call being made or a data transfer happening. So the last data transfer we saw near the crime scene was at 1:14 p.m.
All right, and then what happened?
1:38, we started seeing timing advanced data southbound from the crime scene.
Timing advanced data.
Timing advanced data is how a cellular tower communicates with the handheld phone device. So in a nutshell, the cell phone towers that you see have 3 sectors that cover a 360-degree circle. Each of these sectors cover approximately 120 degrees. When a phone is on a network, it's constantly sending some type of signal to the phone to determine how far away it is from that network. And the primary reason is a business sense from the phone company. They need to know which tower that phone should be using to have the strongest reception or the strongest data capability. So as that ping is going to that phone and coming back to that tower, if it's getting a little too far away or maybe a little closer to another tower, it'll tell it to start communicating with the stronger tower. So what we can do in law enforcement is we can ask to obtain that timing advanced data. And what that will do is say, when the phone was making that call or having that data transaction, what sector is it on, what 120 degree arc from the tower, and how long did it take that communication to go to the phone and back. So if you have 120 degrees and you're measuring the time from the tower to the phone and back, you're able to say that phone is somewhere in that arc that represents the amount of time from the tower and back.
So 138, you start seeing timing advanced data moving south from the crime scene?
That's correct.
Okay. And what happened next?
Still tracking south towards Dyersburg through 2:14 p.m. Then we have another license plate reader hit in Dyersburg at 2:15 p.m. From the next timing advanced data of significance was from 2:32 to 2:35. It was tracking towards Friendship, where the 8-month-old Westland was dropped off. The phone hit a arc right over the house where the baby was dropped off at approximately 2:35 p.m.
When you say the phone hit an arc, what does that mean?
So when the phone made either a data transfer or a phone call or a text message at 2:35, the phone communicated with the tower in an amount of time consistent that it had to be in an arc that covered the area of the home where the baby was dropped off.
Okay. So then what happened after that?
Around 2:35 to 2:55, the phone starts slowly going back northbound towards Dyersburg. We learned through our investigation by 3:11 p.m. that a 911 call was coming in about the child being in the yard. From 2:57 to 3:23, the phone starts tracking towards Bells, Tennessee, southeast again, eventually towards Jackson.
Okay. And does it eventually reach Jackson?
It does. At 3:39 p.m., the telephone number was back in the Jackson, Tennessee area. Of great significance to the investigative team, at 4:22 p.m., I'll try to explain this. It's a little bit difficult, but I mentioned the arcs where a phone can be in. So if you've got a sector pointing this way and you have the arc, but if you're in a city and you got multiple towers close, sometimes you'll see the arc from this tower and then the other tower facing back at you, you'll see its arc. So if you ever have two arcs intercept, you can not only say the phone is in the arc, you can say it's exactly you can say with great confidence that the phone is where the two arcs intercept. You almost have to see that, but where the two arcs from two towers intersected from 4:22 p.m. to 6:06 p.m. was right over Austin Drummond's parents' home.
Then did he leave his parents' home?
Approximately 6:34, we saw the phone being in an area consistent with the Clarion Hotel again. And then at 8:44 p.m., we saw the phone being in an area consistent with being back at Cherry Grove Apartments at Caitlin Speed's residence. And then of note, the phone went off the network. Well, let me mention this. Of note, Lake County received a 911 call at 8:17 p.m., kind of alerting the family and the public to what's going on. The phone went off the network for the last time ever at 8:44 p.m. So the phone was just turned on for that day and then was never used again after 8:44 p.m.
Thank you, Agent Lawson.
Yes.
Mr. Huffman.
Any questions, Agent Lawson?
Yes.
So your role in this case was essentially limited to the cell phone data analysis, correct?
The cell phone analysis and just assisting with interpretation in the command post of the timeline, the video, and the phone data.
Okay. All right. Now, I actually understand what you're talking about with the triangulation regarding those things. The only way, so when you have cell phone data, my understanding is, and also in your testimony, there are 120-degree arcs. Typically, cell towers have three areas, encompassing 360 degrees. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Right. Now, in order to determine the position of the cell phone, you can tell which sector it's in, correct?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
And unless you have the timing advance data, you do not have a distance from the tower, correct?
Right, that requires the timing advance data.
All right, so you do not have the timing advance data, you just know it's somewhere in that sector.
Yes.
And that could be large area, square miles, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. How many of these locations did you have timing advance data? For instance, you said there's one where the timing advance data gave you triangulation directly over Austin from his parents' house.
Yes,
Right. A couple times you testified that you had the cell phone at the crime scene.
yes.
Was that given with the timing advance data, or was that just in the general area with the sector?
That was with timing advanced data, but it would be with one arc, so it could be in a great length of area in an arc, but the arc was over the crime scene.
Okay, so you did have a sector and an arc.
Yes.
That was my question. Did you ever determine who purchased that cell phone? You said it was purchased in Walmart in Dyersburg. Is there any evidence who purchased that phone?
We believe that 2 of the victims purchased the phone the night before.
Do you have any evidence that Austin Drummond purchased that phone?
Not him personally, no, sir.
In Bikini Bottom, you said that you located the Tennessee license of Matthew Wilson as well as his truck in Ravine, is that correct?
The truck was in a ravine. My understanding is the Tennessee DL was a paper copy, and it was not down the hill. It was up more in a kind of common area, but it wasn't down the ravine.
Were you involved in that search or processing that scene?
No, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Any redirect, General? No, Your Honor.
Okay. Agent Clausen, thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Your next witness, General.
Special Agent Justin Tubbs.
Agent Tubbs, you would please come to the witness stand, sir. If at any time any of the parties need to take a break, use the restroom, or do anything, just let me know, and I'll be happy to do that. I just forgot to mention that. Agent Tubbs, raise your right hand, sir, please.
You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir.
Would you state your name, please?
Justin Tubbs,
And Special Agent Tubbs, where do you work, sir?
with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
How long have you worked there?
I've been there since 2018.
And do you recall, were you on call or were you called on the evening of July 29th, 2025?
I was called, yes.
Do you know what the purpose of that call was?
Lake County Sheriff's Department had been called to an area out by the prison where 2 vehicles I had received emails about the child that was missing that morning or that afternoon.
From Dyer County?
From Dyer County, and the parents of the child plus the grandmother and the uncle of the child. So whenever I was called, I was told their vehicles and the deceased victims had been found out at the end of Carrington Road.
Okay. Did you go to that scene?
I did.
Once you got to that scene, what did you see?
There were members of not only the Dyer County Sheriff's Department, Lake County Sheriff's Department, Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, because it was on their land. But there was also some special agents from the TBI who had also been called to come out and assist me. Once we got out there, I saw the black Charger that was known to be driven by Braden Williams, 15-year-old child, and a white Traverse that was known to be driven by Courtney Rose.
Was anyone inside the vehicles?
They were not.
Okay. What'd you do after locating those vehicles?
We had Deputy Hunter Brady walk us around the scene as to what he had discovered whenever he first came upon the scene. And he showed us inside of the white Traverse, there was a red brownish stains substances that are consistent with what I know to be blood. And then he showed us.
Let me ask this. Do you know who that white Traverse belonged to?
It was known to be driven by Courtney Rose.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And if you drive down Carrington Road, to the left where it kind of comes to a dead end, it's almost like a parking lot where these vehicles were parked. Behind that is whenever you start walking into the woods, same as what the deputy before was talking about. If you cross the road, you have wooded area in front of you. So the deputy took us to the back of the parking lot and showed us where Braden Williams and Miss Courtney Rose were laying. They were covered with what looked like to be camouflage burlap, which is commonly used with hunting that I know of. And then he walked us in front of the parking lot across the road where the bodies of Adriana Williams and Matthew Wilson were at, and they were also covered with the same type of burlap.
Were you able to, were they all four deceased?
They were.
That you arrived?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to determine the cause of death at that time? Or
They-
what, not a medical cause, but what appeared to be?
The injuries were consistent with gunshot wounds that all four victims had.
Were you able to determine how many gunshot wounds there were?
Not at the time.
Were you able to at a later time?
Yes, whenever the medical examiner out of Nashville called me with preliminary findings, he informed me of how many wounds and type of wounds that each victim had.
What type of wounds did Courtney Rose have?
She had been shot in the head
How many times?
at least once that I remember.
What about Braden Williams?
He had been shot in the back of the head.
What about Adriana Williams?
She had also been shot in the head.
And what about Matthew Wilson?
Mr. Wilson had been shot in multiple places in his body for approximately 11 times.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Please. Please. Please.
Okay, what just happened there? What just happened there? Right, we have to go back a little bit here then. I don't know what happened there, but we're going to have to watch that again. Hang on. Let's go back a little bit more. I was too engrossed in Lady Di saying she's going to start looking at porn. So here we go. Let's look at this then. Let me get back here.
Were you able to determine how many gunshot wounds there were?
Not at the time.
Were you able to at a later time?
Yes, whenever the medical examiner out of Nashville called me with preliminary findings, he informed me of how many wounds and type of wounds that each victim had.
What type of wounds did Courtney Rose have?
She had been shot in the head
How many times?
at least once that I remember.
What about Braden Williams?
He had been shot in the back of the head.
What about Adriana Williams?
She had also been shot in the head.
And what about Matthew Wilson?
Mr. Wilson had been shot in multiple places in his body for approximately 11 times.
I gotta get out of here.
Okay, that's obviously a family member distressed. I wasn't paying attention on it. Lee Di got me all thing up. But yeah, okay. So they are going for the death penalty, Terry. They're going for the death penalty. That's what they think now. They're going for the death penalty. Yeah, so obviously that's a relative of one of the victims. Needed to leave because that was, it was hard testimony to listen to that. Do you know what I mean? That's tough to listen to your loved ones like that. So, yeah, that's what that was. I'm glad we caught her again, and hope she's okay. That's probably very distressing. So, jeepers.
I gotta get out of here. Please. Please. Please help me. Please.
Point now. Was there you had said earlier that there was an infant that had been found in Dyer County.
Yes, sir.
I assume, did you find any evidence of an infant that may have been there?
I didn't see any evidence in the vehicle at the time. Whenever we realized the totality of the scene, myself and my immediate supervisor that was on the scene, we decided to call the violent crime response team that TBI has. and we stepped back away from the scene and secured it until they got there.
And after they got there and they processed the scene, did you continue with the investigation?
We did. We set up a command post away from the crime scene at the Old National Guard Armory here in Tiptonville.
Were you eventually able to develop a suspect in these homicides?
We were a person of interest, yes.
And who was that?
Mr. Austin Drummond.
Did you see him in court today?
I do.
You identified him?
He's a gentleman sitting at the defense table in the inmate uniform.
After getting there, you said that there were 2 vehicles there. Did you get information that there may have been a 3rd vehicle?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
We were told by Miss Kim Hamill, which is Mr. Wilson's mother, that he drove a older model F-150.
You know what color it was?
It was white with a red stripe down the side of it.
Was that vehicle out there that day?
It was not.
Did you think that maybe that was something you needed to be looking for?
Yes, sir.
What did you do?
Chief Joe England with the Tiptonville Police Department, before we got to Tiptonville, had already been looking at video from the Tiptonville Fire Department. There's a camera there, and he had found video of the victims arriving that morning, passing the fire department, driving north out towards Carrington Road, and then I believe there was video of the truck returning a few minutes later, about an hour or so later.
Okay. And you said that was footage from the Tiptonville Fire Department?
Correct.
Okay. Did you review that footage yourself?
I did not. I mean, I did look at pictures that Chief
At a
was
later
sending us.
time.
Correct. We obtained the entire video. We sent an agent to
Pope, how are you doing today? I know you hate my voice and my songs, so I made this just for you, Compo, better known Compo. Thank you to Robin G for making that name called Paul for thee. Hi Jennifer, sweep. Hello, my darling. How are you? Hope you're well. Hello, Corn Pop. Hello, everybody.
Bill to obtain video not only from the fire department and other places of interest along Highway 78.
One thing that we usually look at on security cameras is the date and time.
Correct.
Did you check that on these cameras?
On the fire department camera, I did ask the chief to check what the time on the timestamp was on the camera footage versus the real time.
Okay. And was it accurate?
It was not.
Okay. What about how far off was this approximately?
Approximately 53 minutes.
Approximately 53 minutes. Okay. Was the date correct?
Yes.
All right. Maybe hold on. I'm going to show you a video on the screen there.
It has Compo.
Go ahead and move over to the point that we're interested in.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to find that out later if they are easy to obtain or not. Do some investigative work. And nice to see you, Compo, but everyone else.
General, while you're pulling that up, I want to ask one question. You're saying, I just heard a moment ago, you said on the time period right there, which is marked in the right-hand corner of the screen, bottom right-hand corner, that is actually, if it's saying 5:35, it's actually 53 minutes ahead in time. Is that what you're saying?
So if it's 5:35, it's going to be 53 minutes. So the time that's on there, it's 53 minutes.
Okay, so it should be 6:28 or 6 somewhere around
Approximately.
6. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to make sure of that. Thank you.
Okay. I want you to look at this camera at the fire department. Tell me if you can tell me what these. I'm sorry, let me back just a second. You recognize that white vehicle?
It appears to be the white Traverse of Miss Courtney Rose.
And what direction is that vehicle traveling?
It is traveling north.
And what, in relation to the fire department, where is the crime scene?
If you're looking at the road, the direction that the car is traveling is the direction of Carrington Road.
So that car will be traveling in the direction of the crime scene.
Correct.
Okay. And then you recognize that vehicle?
It appears to be the vehicle that Mr. Brady Williams would have been driving.
Okay. And this would have been, since the time is all approximately 6:28, somewhere around that time.
Correct.
Once again, this is the Tippinville Fire Department camera. Is that right?
Correct. Pointing south.
You recognize that vehicle?
I do. That is the vehicle that appears to be driven by Mr. Matthew Wilson.
And is that the vehicle that was not at the scene that you were looking for?
It was not at the scene.
Okay. And the time, once again, it's not correct. So is it approximately 20, 22, 23 minutes after the first two vehicles came by?
That's correct.
Okay. And then did you later find a video from the fire department as well of one of the vehicles or any of the vehicles leaving the scene?
We did.
Was there a video of all three vehicles leaving?
No, sir.
How many vehicles were actually leaving the scene?
It was a video. On this video, it only captured the truck of Mr. Matthew Wilson.
Was it Mr. Matthew Wilson in the truck or was it just his truck?
It was just his truck, from what I can tell. I couldn't see. I can't ascertain who was in the vehicle.
The same vehicle leaving the scene?
It appears to be, yes.
Okay. Now, you heard testimony from Agent Lawson previously about the phone calls. And there was a talk about a phone call that connected on the cell phone that was at the scene, then left the scene, and then was eventually at Austin Drummond's parents' home. Was it at the same time that coordinates with this video?
Yes.
Now, did you also obtain video footage from Williams' garage?
It was obtained. I haven't viewed it.
Now, were you able to determine that the time on that one was actually correct?
I do remember being told that they had the correct time on it.
Okay. So now is this south of the fire department?
It is heading back towards Dyersburg.
Okay, so if you're coming from Dyersburg to the crime scene, this camera would have caught the vehicles first and then the fire department.
Right. The Mexican restaurant is here to the left of the screen. And then you have the mural that's painted on these little grain bins or chemical bins.
Okay. Is that the same white Traverse we saw previously?
It does appear to be the same white Traverse.
And that time is 6:27 a.m. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So that time is actually accurate. That's the time that the vehicles were actually going towards the crime scene.
The real time, whenever this video was seized or collected, was the same time as what the live image on the screen that they were watching the video was. So yes, that's the correct time.
So that would have been the correct time. And then the black vehicle that is trailing,
That appears to be the same Dodge Charger that was at the crime scene.
that the red and white truck once again.
It is.
Can you tell how many people are in that vehicle?
There appears to be 2 occupants of the vehicle.
And that time, 6:50 a.m., that would be the accurate time?
That's correct.
So about 20 minutes after the first 2 vehicles came by.
Yes, sir.
And we'll show you one other. That's the same vehicle now leaving the crime scene.
It appears to be.
And once again, the time on that.
It's 07:25 a.m.
So approximately 30 minutes after we passed by the first time.
That's correct.
Can you tell if there's 2 people in the vehicle?
It doesn't appear to be. I can't see anybody in the vehicle from here.
You see anyone in the passenger seat?
You mind if I stand up?
No, go ahead.
I don't mind.
You're not.
Did you know how far it is from the Mexican restaurant there to the crime scene that you were driving?
Just a few minutes. I'm not sure on the mileage. Maybe 2-3 miles.
Maybe 10 minutes?
Maybe.
We've got about a 30-minute gap there from the time that the vehicle passes here, gets to the crime scene, and then comes back to that point.
That's correct.
Okay. Did you later find that red and white vehicle?
We did.
Where was it found?
It was found in the Bikini Bottoms area. The day before, the paper copy of Mr. Wilson's driver's license had been found. I believe it's commonly known as the 3 Cross Memorial or the Carrisville Memorial. It had been found by some citizens. We had some people go out there and collect it. The agent at the time believed he saw it was getting close to dark. Believed he saw some tire tracks going down the gully, the ravine, whatever you want to call it. So we set up a search for the next morning. That morning, we had TBI out there, Tennessee Wildlife Resources, members of the Dyer County Sheriff's Department, and they found that truck down that ravine covered by kudzu bones.
Now, let me go back one other thing. The video that we just showed, the truck as it was leaving Tiptonville, was at 7:25 a.m.
Correct.
Okay. When you heard the testimony of Agent Lawson, did you hear him testify that there was a three-way call taking place at that exact time, 7:25 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
Between Austin Drummond, Tanaka Brown? Okay, let me rephrase that.
I'll sustain that.
That there was a call from that phone that is of interest to Tanaka Brown and Giovanni Thomas.
Correct. The phone that had been at the crime scene that was activated that morning that we later found out was bought by the victims the night before. There was a call to Mr. Gio Thomas and Mr. Tanaka Brown.
Okay. And at that exact time that it was passing that Mexican restaurant, 7:25 a.m., the call was being made.
Approximately correct, the exact time. Yes, sir.
All right, so now let me go back to the vehicle that was found. Did you receive any information about how the vehicle got there? Got to Bikini Bottoms?
Correct. We interviewed Miss Michelle Ovelis a couple of times, and she ended up telling us that she was told by Tanaka Brown that he had met Mr. Drummond with the baby out in that area and given him a ride back to Jackson.
Okay. Did you talk to Tanaka Brown about that?
We did.
Did he admit any of those things?
He did.
Okay. Did he make any statements about assisting to push the vehicle?
He did not, but he did make that statement to Miss Ovelis's boyfriend, Gio Thomas.
Did Mr. Brown bring anything with him when he picked up Mr. Drummond?
During an interview with Mr. Brown, he informed me that whenever he was on that three-way call with Mr. Drummond, Gio Thomas, that Mr. Drummond had asked him for a ride, and he also told him to pick up cleaning supplies. But he said he stopped at Walmart in Jackson and bought gloves, bleach, and trash bags.
Do you know if those supplies were used at that crime scene or at the scene of the truck?
We were told by Mr. Brown and Miss Ovelis that whenever they returned the vehicle, there was cleaning supplies and trash bags in the trunk along with a gas can.
Okay. So Mr. Tanaka Brown admits that he picks up Mr. Drummond and the baby from Bikini Bottoms.
Correct. He also told Miss, I'm sorry,
And takes them where?
takes them to, the first place he took them was to the Clarion Hotel in Jackson off Carriage House Drive. That's where Mr. Drummond's Audi vehicle was parked. Mr. Drummond got the vehicle. Mr. Brown and him went to the Cherry Grove Apartments where they dropped the Audi off. They continued on from there with the child in the car to the apartment of Gio Thomas and Michelle Ovelis to retrieve the rental car.
Okay. And the rental car, what type of rental car was it?
It was a Nissan Rogue.
Do you remember the color?
It was a silver or light gray.
And what type of license plate did it have?
It did have California tags on it.
And have you received information previously from a wildlife officer that may have seen that vehicle?
He is a state park ranger, Mr. Corey Hussey. He had seen a Nissan SUV along with the two victims' vehicles out on Carrington Road earlier that afternoon. And the distinguishing feature on that Nissan vehicle was it had California tags.
Okay. And you actually were able to determine that it was a rental vehicle?
Correct. Whenever we ran the information on that license plate, we found that it was a rental for Enterprise rental car, and it had been picked up at the Enterprise location over in Jackson by the bowling alley.
Okay. And do you know who rented that vehicle, who picked it up?
Michelle Velis had reserved that vehicle on the night of the July 28th.
And you said that you had talked to Ms. Ovelis?
We had.
Why did she rent that car?
She stated on the night of the 28th, Mr. Drummond, well, she knew him as AD, came to her residence and asked her to rent him a vehicle to be picked up at noon the following day on the 29th.
And did he actually pick that vehicle up?
He
Mr.
picked
Drummond,
it.
did he actually pick
He didn't pick it up from Enterprise. He picked it up from her residence later on the 29th at approximately, she said, between 10 and 11 a.m.
Do you know if he was alone at the time he picked up the vehicle?
Ms. Ovelis and Mr. Thomas both told us that Mr. Brown, Mr. Tanaka Brown, was with him whenever he arrived and obtained the rental vehicle and left in it.
And about what time was it that he left? After he picked up the vehicle and left their residence?
She stated it was sometime between 10 and 11 a.m.
And that was in Jackson?
That was in Jackson
Okay.
on the 29th of July.
All right. We've heard evidence already about flock cameras and about looking for footage. Were you able to determine that vehicle actually did have a direction of travel after it was picked up?
Correct. We had it on camera sometime after 11 o'clock, or we did find that it was on camera sometime after 11 o'clock leaving Jackson.
Okay. Which direction did it go?
It was headed north.
And once again, is the crime scene north of Jackson?
It is.
Did it eventually make its way to Dyersburg and then back to Lake County?
It did. It was recorded at the intersection over by Love's and Cracker Barrel in Dyersburg, heading towards Lake County, north towards Lake County.
And was the picture clear enough to see if it was clean, dirty, anything about it?
It was. It appeared to be a cleaner car.
Was it later seen coming back into Dyersburg?
It was.
And was there a difference in the car as far as the cleanliness of it?
Just in case. Hello, Lulu Bell. Just shout out to Lulu Bell in case you've not seen the chat. Hello, Lulu Bell. Hello, Tim. Hope you're doing well, both of you. I miss you and love you both. Nice to see you, Lulu Bell. Thank you for popping in. Always nice to see you, my darling.
I do not recall if it was
So this detective is, again, I think he might be a little bit bigger than me. I think he's a little bit more ooshka. He's a little bit bigger than me. But yeah, you know, he's my kind of guy. He's my kind of guy. He's a snack guy. So we get on. Me and this guy will get on very well. Very, very well. Right.
camera there in Dyersburg or if it was a camera in Jackson, but it did appear to be dusty from the midline of the doors, including the tires and rims.
Okay. The road out on Carrington Road, is it a paved road out to the area?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, we're back. He's bigger than you, Dylan. Fuck's sakes. You see, now we're dick shaming again now. We're dick shaming you now. Fuck, I get that all the time. He's bigger than you. He's a lot bigger than... Look at you! Bad Dad doesn't even get in the game. Jeepers. I gotta stop showing... gotta stop showing my dick to Daffy. She's sending pics out everywhere. Hey! Hey, Marky. How you doing, fella? Marky's got a bigger dick than me as well. Jeepers Christ, Marky. Right, let's get back to it. You mofos, all of you.
Into a gravel road.
I know it was. I'm taking the piss. I don't take compliments, so I was taking the piss. Oh.
The area where the crime scene actually is, where the cars and the bodies were, was a gravel parking lot.
Do you have to drive a good distance on that gravel portion of the drive?
You do.
Now, we've reviewed video cameras previously of the Dodge Charger, the white Traverse, the red and white pickup truck 4450. Was there also video that captured the Nissan Rogue in Tiffanyville?
I believe there was a video. I don't recall which establishment that video is from.
Okay. Once again, you did receive video images from Williams Garage.
Correct.
If you would, I'd like to show you a video. That appeared to be the Nissan Rogue that had been rented.
Yes, it's a light silver, maybe a gray Rogue that looks to have a license plate on the front of it, unlike what Tennessee requires.
And that was gonna be my next question. Does California require a license plate on the front and back?
They normally do, yes.
Okay. And did this vehicle have a California plate on the front and back?
Other images that I've seen of it did have a California plate on the front and the back. That's
Just as this appears to have.
correct.
And that time, once again, is 1:08:52.
That's correct.
So this is probably maybe, what, an hour and a half from the time the vehicle was picked up in Jackson?
It was picked up somewhere after 11. It was leaving Jackson probably approximately 11:30 from what I recall. It'd probably be about an hour and a half or so, a little bit more than an hour and a half.
More than an hour and a half from the time it left Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and we'll show you one other video. And once again, notice that time, 13:08. Do you recall the time that the vehicle was seen by the park ranger?
Whenever we first interviewed him, he believed that he saw it somewhere between 1 and 1:15.
And that was 1:08, is that correct?
Correct.
Does that appear to be the same vehicle going back towards Jackson?
It does.
So it was originally 1:08, it's now 1:33, so approximately 20 minutes or less from the time that it was seen previously. Is that right?
Correct.
So would that be just about enough time to go up there, turn around, and come right back?
It would be.
Did you have information that at this time, the infant was still with Mr. Drummond in the vehicle?
Yes. Whenever Mr. Brown told us that he dropped whenever they arrived at the house of Ovelis, or the residence of Ovelis and Thomas, he stated that Mr. Drummond transferred not only the baby, but the cleaning supplies he had bought to the road and left the residence with it. So we had no other reason to think that the baby wasn't with him at this time, especially since it didn't get dropped off until after 3 p.m. in Dyer County.
Okay. So that was 1:40 when he was going back towards Dyersburg, and then what, approximately an hour and 20 minutes later when the 911 call comes in?
The Dyer County 911 call, yes, sir.
Okay. And this may be a silly question, but do you know if Mr. Drummond was the legal guardian of the child?
No, he wasn't the legal guardian of the child.
Do you know if he had custody of that child, had permission to have the child?
No.
Now, you did request cell phone data, which we've heard from already, is that right?
Correct. We had started working with our, as soon as before we even set up our command post, we started contacting our agent, Andy Valley, who also works with FBI agent Carla Rexing, who also analyzes phones and the type of data that Agent White does. And he started submitting paperwork to AT&T and other companies for the victims' phones to start getting their data.
Okay. Were you able to determine where the phone came from?
The phone in question that Agent Scott Wilson. Dyer County Sheriff's Department had, whenever they gathered the video from Walmart the night before on the 28th, They also found, got a receipt from Walmart showing that a purchase by the victims of the burlap, the camouflage burlap, or similar camouflage burlap that was at the crime scene, along with a cell phone.
Sorry, Gerald.
Do you recognize that
This is the receipt I've seen. Correct.
from the cell phone purchase?
Right.
And do you know who it was that purchased that cell phone?
At the time, I was told it was one of the victims. I believe, or I do recall that I've been told that Mr. Braylon Williams was actually seen on camera purchasing the phone.
Did you make that exhibit your testimony?
Without objection, Mr. Huffman. Shows us marked as State's Exhibit 6.
Were you able to determine if that cell phone was used to call any family or friends of Austin Drummond?
Yes, that cell phone was used to call Geo Thomas, who in turn put Mr. Brown on the phone on the three-way call that morning.
Did you interview Mr. Geo Thomas?
We did.
Did he admit to you that he did have that three-way call and was you part of the conversation about picking up Mr. Drummond?
That's correct, he did.
And that was to pick him up from Bikini Bottoms?
Right.
Now, I've shown you videos. We've also had the cell phone data. Have you reviewed both of those prior to today? Have you looked at those, looked at that data?
I have some of it, correct.
Okay. Would it be accurate to say that the cell phone data, the timing on the cell phone data and the timing on the videos match?
From the evidence I've seen that's been collected and presented during the investigation, yes, it did match.
When were you able to take Austin Drummond into custody?
He was taken into custody on, it would have been that Tuesday after, I believe it was August 6, 2025.
So a week later?
Correct.
After being taken into custody, are you aware of any statements that Mr. Austin Drummond has made while being incarcerated?
I've been listening to his phone calls, correct?
Did he give an interview with a reporter in Nashville?
Yes, he did.
In that interview, did he admit that he was at the scene at the time of the murders?
He did.
Did he also admit that he had dropped the child off on the side of the road with tire
I don't recall that part. No.
Are you aware of the fact that Austin Drummond has previous felony convictions?
He does.
One moment.
Yes, sir.
And I'll pass the witness.
Yes, sir. Mr. Huffman.
Good afternoon, Agent Tubbs. A
Yes,
few
sir.
questions. Would it be fair to say that you were the lead agent on this case?
I'm the case agent, correct?
So you pretty much have seen most of the information as it comes in. For instance, the medical examiner's report. You have preliminary reports, is that right?
I had a preliminary phone call. I haven't received a report yet.
So that is still in process, correct?
Correct.
Now, you said you called the violent crime scene, I guess, investigative team. Is that what was the name of that team?
The violent crime response team is essentially our crime scene unit.
Okay. And they were the ones who processed the scene.
Correct.
Did you have any involvement in processing the scene?
I did not.
All right. Do you recall how many were any shell cases recovered?
There was.
Do you recall how many?
I do not. I was not told the number.
Do you know what type of cases were recovered?
So this is an area where people go out and target practice, from what I was told. I'm not from Lake County. There were a few different kinds of calibers out there. The violent crime response team leader He's Special Agent Forensic Scientist Julian Conyers. I had a conversation with him, and he said the majority of the cartridge casings that was around the White Road were 45 caliber.
But there were multiple shell casings, multiple types of shell casings.
Multiple calibers of shell casings, correct. Cartridge casings.
Now, did you process the scene at all yourself?
I did not. We stepped back and called them.
Do they take photos, that sort of thing?
They take photos, they take measurements, they collect evidence, the whole range.
Any video obtained?
They usually do. I'm not sure on this one. So whenever they finish processing and they do all their evidence, all that, they will create what they call a crime scene investigation report with the photos and everything. That's still in the process.
So that's not completed. So
Last I checked this week, it was not completed yet.
typically, TBI agents don't carry body cams like that. Did you have a body cam?
I did not.
Regarding the video with time delta, how did you determine that it was 53 minutes slow? How did you determine that?
Whenever I was talking with Chief England, I asked him what the time was on the what he was looking at live on the video camera, because he went back to the fire department to see how far was behind, or if he could get any more video of any of the victims' vehicles, any other vehicles that might be suspicious. And I asked him to look at what the real time was on the live video versus what the like what was on his watch, and he found that it was 53 minutes behind.
During the course of your investigation, were you able to gather any evidence as to why these victims were on the scene?
During interviews, yes, we were told by family a possibility about why they were out on the scene.
And what was that possibility?
The introduction of contraband into the Northwest Correctional Facility.
Were you able to obtain any evidence regarding that?
Regarding them being part of it?
Well, yeah, you said that the potential introduction of contraband in Northwest. Was there any contraband found on the scene?
No, there wasn't any on the scene that I'm aware of. I have not been told by the violent crime response team what was in the car, but that has not come up in our discussions.
Yes, sir. Any redirect, General?
One of the things that I felt that includes the actual videos. I played those. Would you make that into your testimony?
I would.
No further questions.
Agent Tubbs, you may have a seat where you
Yes,
go,
sir.
whichever you choose to do. Thank you, sir. Your next witness.
The only other proof we have is we do have certified copies of the verification of death for each of the arrests.
Without objection. Show the CD being entered with the video of the point as States Exhibit 7, and then this being entered as States Exhibit 7. Or 8, I'm sorry. I apologize, number 8. That concludes the state's proof.
It does, Your Honor.
Mr. Drummond. Then we should be heard on argument.
Yes. Now, you've heard all the proof in this case. There's a real tight timeline with this case, and we think that we can show that. We think we've shown that today with cell phone data and as well as video footage. But just to go back through that, and just to go back through this timeline, I want to go back and highlight these things. At 6:27 a.m., the Dodge Charger and the Chevrolet Traverse are going north towards the crime scene on the fire department camera in Tiptonville. At 6:38, there's an outgoing call from the phone, and when I talk about the phone, it's going to be the phone in question that was purchased the night before. There's an outgoing call from that phone to Adriana. At 6:47 a.m., the truck driven by Matthew Wilson, the red and white vehicle, comes into Tiptonville, is northbound, goes towards the crime scene. At 6:45 a.m., I'm sorry, 6:54 a.m., there's the first time advance bar on the cell phone, and that is near Tippinville. At 7:01 a.m., there's an outgoing call to Adriana once again. That's the last call, Adriana. It lasted 32 seconds.
Which one? What time was that, General?
That was at 7:01 a.m. At 7:25 a.m., the red and white vehicle is seen traveling southbound on the video in Tippinville, going past Williams Garage and the Mexican restaurant. And at that same time, a call starts at 7:25 and it lasts until 7:29. That's a three-way call from that phone that's in question to Giovanni Thomas and Tanaka Brown. Both of those individuals did admit in their testimony today that they were on the phone with Austin Drummond at that time. 7:26 a.m. Time advance data shows that that phone is now moving south. At 7:44, I'm sorry, let me back up. Between 7:25 and 10:06 a.m., there are approximately 15 calls between that phone number and Giovanni Thomas. At 7:44 a.m. and up until 9:04 a.m. So almost a 2-hour period, a little short of, I'm sorry, not 2 hours, a little, almost an hour, a little over 45, 50 minutes. It shows that the phone is actually at Bikini Bottoms in Dyer County and it's stationary, it's sitting there. From 9:17 to 10:04, the time advance showed that there was southbound movement once again. This time it's going towards Jackson. And this is at the time that testimony was that Tanaka Brown had drove from Jackson to Bikini Bottoms to help push the red and white vehicle into the ravine.
I just can't. When he says every time they say Bikini Bottoms, my mind goes somewhere else. You know, I can't. I can't help it. Daffodil says Corn Pope, Dylan's Dick are synonymous. Daffodil likes to see it. Hello to you, Baseball Dad. How are you, sir? Nice to see you. Another one from Indiana, just like Hippie Chick. How are you, sir? Yeah, Bikini Bottoms. My mind goes to SpongeBob. Yeah, I bet it does. Right, here we go.
Go Austin Drummond and the child and drive them back to Jackson. He drove them to the Clareton Inn to pick up the Audi. He then went to to pick up a vehicle from Gio and Michelle, and that was a rental vehicle. He had the baby with him this entire time. At the time of 11:55 until 12:07 p.m., we now have a different vehicle. We have the Nissan Rogue with a California license plate that is traveling northbound towards Bells. At 12:39 p.m., that vehicle is seen by license plate readers going through Dyersburg, still traveling north. Between 1:04 and 1:14, it is the approximate time that the cell phone that's been in question the entire time is back at the crime scene. The phone was initially at the crime scene. It left the crime scene. It made phone calls, which witnesses say were made to Austin Drummond. It went to Bikini Bottoms. It went to Jackson. It got the rental car, and now it is back at the crime scene once again. This is between 1:04 and 1:14. At 1:15, you heard testimony from the department manager that stated that there was a black Charger, a white Traverse, and a Nissan Rogue with a California license plate. And he said it left quickly as soon as he passed the vehicle. Between 1:38 and 2:14 p.m., time advance data shows movement going southbound once again from the crime scene back towards Jackson, Dyer County and Jackson. At 2:15 p.m., the rental vehicle is southbound according to license plate readers. Between 232 and 235, it's in the area where the baby was eventually dropped in Friendship. At 255, the time advance showed that the cell phone and vehicle was northbound towards Dyersburg. And just a few minutes later, 3:11 p.m., the 911 call came in. The baby had been dropped. And keep in mind that Mr. Drummond admitted that he dropped the baby. Between 2:57 and 3:23 p.m., the time advance showed that the vehicle was traveling southeast, back towards Bells, and back towards Jackson, and was back in Jackson by 3:39 p.m. Between 4:22 and 6:06, and this is really important, there were overlapping arcs. And you heard the testimony was that when there's overlapping arcs, you can almost pinpoint where the person is. And those arcs overlapped right above Austin Drummond's parents' house. And it stayed there for an hour and a half. From 6:34 to 8:44 p.m., back to Clarion Hotel, and then at Catlin Speed residence, who was Mr. Drummond's girlfriend. At 8:17, 911 calls come in about the body being found, and at 8:44, the phone is no longer on network. Your Honor, that is a very tight timeline. The testimony shows that Austin Drummond was at the scene. He admits he was at the scene. He was the person who got the rental vehicle. He's the only person who was in that Nissan Rogue, which video shows came back to the crime scene, was there just a very few minutes and left the crime scene. And that phone and video synced up all the way through from Jackson to the crime scene and back to Jackson. And there's no other person possible that could have been other than Austin Drummond. Your Honor, based upon that, we think that we've proven the aggravated kidnapping. He took the child without consent. It was not his child. He did not have custody. He was not the guardian. He is a convicted felon. Testimony was that these individuals were shot, which means that a weapon was involved. He admits to being on the scene. All four individuals are deceased. We think that meets the probable cause for the first degree murder and the possession of a weapon during the commission of dangerous felony.
Mr. Huffman.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bullshit. Hang on, let me find another one. Preliminary hearing. That's bullshit. Right, here we go.
So we would ask for restraining order stay in place.
She is the mother of this unborn child. I understand that she's being a witness. He can't discuss facts of the case, but we would respectfully ask her to be listed so he can't communicate regarding that portion. Again, she's pregnant with this child. I'm sure they want to discuss matters of that, family matters.
The problem with that is there's no way for us to police that. There's no way to say, okay, well, you can talk to her about these issues, you can't talk about the others. It's not like we're going to be there to monitor the situation and say, oh, okay, stop talking, can't talk about that. So there just needs to be a restraining order that prevents all communication.
Okay. They are clearly listening to every phone call that he makes. They can listen and monitor in real time the discussions. So they will know what they're talking about. And obviously, if he crosses that line and discusses facts of the case, that's an issue. But that can be controlled or at least limited in scope. So they are listening. They know what he's saying. I'm not sure how that would be inappropriate.
I think that the issue at hand is not whether or not it would be appropriate. I think the thing I have to consider in this is that based on the testimony I've heard here today, it is very likely that she is going to be a witness possibly in this case. That's what I've gathered from the testimony I've heard here today. I am not restricting any conversations between him and his family. If she wants to communicate with his family to give him messages regarding their child, I am fine with that. But because of the fact that there may be an instance where Miss Speed has to testify at the trial, that's the only thing that kind of puts me in a position to not feel comfortable amending the order at this time for that purpose. So what I will do is I'll continue to let it remain in place directly between the two of them. However, he is completely allowed to speak with his family and his mother or father or whoever it is that wishes to talk maybe through her to him regarding the status of his child. If it were to be the case that she would not be a witness at a later date, I'm not saying that's not, well, I'm losing jurisdiction of this today. So that's something that if you want to discuss with Judge Hayes, I'm sure he, I'm not going to speak for him, but you could have the right to revisit that at that time. So I'm going to leave.
Just to clarify, in order for it to third-party contact, you're saying you may have third-party contact as it relates only to family matters. Of course, I know what you're going to say is it might be difficult to police that.
I want to clarify that as well, because I thought what you meant was he could talk to his family, then his family would talk to her, not that they could be on three-way call.
Absolutely not.
talking to
Yes.
one another.
Yes. Yes.
That's, yeah, okay, that's
Yes.
what I understood.
That is
And
my.
that has been an issue, and I want to clarify also, make sure the defendant understands that third-party conversations are violations as well. He can't tell someone, go tell this witness that I said this. That's a violation.
He needs to be aware of that, and it appears that based on the testimony today, it should be aware that his phone calls are being monitored. So obviously, does the state oppose him talking to his family? It's not his family. It's just them attempting to relay messages concerning the case to Miss Speed.
Correct.
So does that make any sense at all?
Yes, sir. Not relaying messages regarding the case, but I'm assuming it's okay to relay messages regarding his child.
I don't mind that. I mean, that's something regarding his child, but it can't be anything regarding the case or the facts of the case. And I would just say that those are being monitored. Those phone calls are being monitored. So that's just something he'll need to understand for that purpose. Okay. So it'll remain in place for that. Folks, this is what I want to do before we do anything else. Having found that these matters are going to be presented to the grand jury and the cases will be sent to circuit court, or should he be indicted, what I'm going to ask is that at this time, if the sheriff's department will take him back into custody and transport him back, he will continue to remain without bond in this case. And while they are doing that, I'm going to ask everyone to please remain in the courtroom.
Okay. This is going to be a heavy hitter of a trial, KD. So
efforts they put into this case in protecting the courtroom, and to the families again, good luck to each of you in the days to come. With that, folks, we're adjourned.
So he's losing jurisdiction of this case. Okay. Based on that, this is a quadruple murder trial. So basically, this is like a Brian Kohlberger trial. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be as big as that, but it's essentially it's the same thing, quadruple murder. So allegedly, so we're still at the grand jury stage so far. It is possibly going to be a death penalty case. The state wanted to be a death penalty case. So Austin Drummond was in prison. He was out at the time, and allegedly he killed 4 people and left a baby, abandoned a baby as well. Yeah, it's complex because this is early on. He went on the run for a week, and they found him, and there were 5 people that helped him out on the run, and they're all in jail as well, or it might be out on bond. I'm not sure now, but They were all arrested, so they'll be seen to as well. But that's, hang on, let me take this off. This is all early door news. There's a lot to go through on this, so this was just about probable cause, and obviously they found probable cause. Corn Pope and Garfield do not believe he did it. Okay. I would say, okay. I think you are probably in the minority on that one. So it's a Tennessee case. And it's based on that, it's so early on. We're still, he basically saying that he was working with the FBI, and it's very complex. There's a lot of moving pieces here. We don't know what's true, what's not. We're not privy to all the details yet. All I can tell you is a quadruple murder of a family that he was involved with, and he is denying it, and he's saying that he's been set up basically for this. He has previously been in prison and was out. And this all happened last month. He was on the run, and he was on the run for a week, and they finally arrested him. And that's where we're at. There's a lot going to come out of this that we don't even know yet. So based on that, we're literally at the beginning of this, and that's just a brief synopsis for you. There is more, but I'm also not believing everything yet, because there's a lot of mainstream media saying stuff, and what have we learned over the past few years? Do not believe mainstream media. Hence why, until I see documents, and hopefully Lady Di 2 can confirm if we can get any documents or not. It all has to be based on what we see. If you believe Court TV, then he's already guilty. He's already guilty. There's no other side of the story. I think mainstream media have all found him guilty straight away. But everyone deserves a fair trial. I have no idea. If you were a guessing man, you probably say, "Oh yeah, probably guilty," because everything points towards it, and the grand jury are going to indict him. So. No, that wasn't a dig at you. That was not a dig at you, by the way. That was just like to everybody else. So this is the this was the press conference of his arrest. So based on that, this might help you a little bit. This might help other people a little bit. This is his press conference. So let's listen to this.
Conference to get all the latest information.
So he was on the run for a week. I saw his old up. Thank you. Well, if you can, do you have to pay for them? As in, do they charge in Tennessee? Because some of them charge, and I hate it. And you are the FOIA queen, so. Okay, well, let's chat offline then. Let's chat offline.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Kim Wheeler, Public Information Officer for the West Region of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. We couldn't be more relieved today to share with you an update that Austin Drummond is in custody. That is a significant win for all the dedicated agencies that worked tirelessly over the past week to bring him to justice. We want to thank the community for the incredible help. This successful apprehension was made possible by the countless tips and unwavering support that we received from you, the citizens. Without your partnership and willingness to come forward with information, this arrest would not have been made possible. Thank you for being the eyes and ears. After everyone speaks, we will open it up for questions, but please note, this is an ongoing investigation, and you're going to have questions that absolutely cannot be answered at this time. With me here today to provide more information on the capture of Austin Drummond is TBI Director David Roush, Jackson Police Chief Tom Corley, U.S. Marshal Western District of Tennessee Tyrese Miller, 29th Judicial District Attorney General Danny Goodman, 26th Judicial District Attorney General Jody Pickens, Lake County Sheriff Brian Avery, Dyer County Sheriff Jeff Box, and Madison County Sheriff Julian Weiser. Director Roush.
Thank you, Kim. And thanks to each and every one of you that are here today. Let me start by making it very clear. This is a phase of the effort. The capture is a phase. We will move into the next phase. We've already started that at this time. So, but this is not done by any means. This is just, we are now able to move into the next phase. So I do want to say thank you. This is a perfect example of police community cooperation. And there is no better example for this country, frankly, of the effort that's gone into this week-long challenge, trying to find the suspect after the horrible, tragic deaths of the family that was taken from the Lake County community. And so I do want to say thank you to the local, state, and federal agencies that all came together tirelessly, working 24 hours a day for an entire week until today, when finally we were able to get the lead we needed to find the suspect and get him into custody. It also took a very vigilant community, and so we're very appreciative of everyone here in Jackson for being vigilant, paying attention, and especially for the calls today that led us on the path, that led to.
ABC 24 News starts right now.
It was from Badaza. It was from Badaza, not from me, Daffodil. I just passed it on. So yeah.
With breaking news.
And again, I can't tell you how proud we are of the amazing team of police that have worked on this from our various levels within government. And it shows what can happen when we put everything aside with a focus on mission. And so I want to reiterate how important that has been and how proud we are of all that were engaged in this to be able to come to today's phase in our effort. And so with that, I will turn it over for the specifics of the capture over to Chief Tom Corley with Jackson PD.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Before anything else, I'd like to begin by expressing our heartfelt condolences to the families of the lost loved ones from this vicious crime of Lake County. We're praying for you. No words can fully capture the depth of your pain, but please know that you're not alone, and the Jackson community mourns with you. Again, we're here today to confirm that Austin Drummond has been taken into custody. More importantly, his capture occurred without any further harm to the public or to any law enforcement officers. The outcome, as the director referred to, is the direct result of incredible coordination, skill, and determination shown by our local, state, and federal partners. It's a powerful example of what can happen when law enforcement agencies work together with the community who have a shared mission and a singular focus. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and sincerely thank the agencies who played a role in this effort. The Federal Bureau of Investigation and the United States Marshal Service, from our state partners, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Tennessee Highway Patrol, and the Tennessee Department of Homeland Security, and local law enforcement, the Jackson Police Department Special Operations Division, our patrol division, our criminal investigation unit, and our JPD dispatchers and communications, and also the Madison County Sheriff's Department. Each of these agencies brought their resources, their people, and their expertise to the table, and they did so with excellence. I'd like to pause right now, though, and I'm a little biased, but I'm going to talk about the Jackson Police Department for just a minute. From the moment this case unfolded, you never hesitated. Our dispatchers, patrol officers, special operations, investigators, each of you demonstrated bravery, precision, and tireless dedication, even in the face of danger. Your courage has not gone unnoticed, and the citizens of this community are proud of you, and I'm deeply thankful for you. To briefly cover the apprehension this morning, I want to first address the process that led up to it. As you're aware, for the past several days, law enforcement have been focusing on specific areas of the city based upon some intelligence, some physical evidence, and technology. From discovering the vehicle near MCO Road and the intelligence which led us to the area off of Pleasant Plains Drive, these type fugitive search operations are most typically made in a methodical fashion. When covering areas, particularly wooded areas, a cursory search is not sufficient for community safety. And I know that's difficult to have patience for. And I know several of you probably didn't get a lot of sleep because the helicopters flying around and the officers being in your neighborhood. And I know that's tough, but for the last few days, that's what's been transpiring. This morning, however, a couple of encounters with Drummond changed that methodical search to a dynamic one. Just after 8:00 a.m., we received multiple calls of sightings of the suspect. Placing resources there immediately resulted in an additional citizen's call at about 8:57 a.m. We took advantage of that quickly evolving situation and made the arrest at 9:05 a.m. I'd like to introduce you right now to Officer Trout, Officer Compton, and Officer Drown. They were there right at the right spot and reacted immediately and are responsible for the apprehension of Austin Drummond. As this case moves forward, any additional charges or prosecutorial decisions from any actions that may have occurred within Jackson will be deferred to District Attorney Jody Pickens. We will continue to support his office and the TBI as this process unfolds and ensure that every step toward justice is taken thoroughly and properly. Today, again, we find some peace in knowing that the suspect is no longer a threat, but remain committed to the families, the community, and to justice. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Tonight, families in West Tennessee can sleep more soundly. Austin Drummond is once again behind bars. He is suspected of an unthinkable crime that put all of us, an entire city and area, on edge. He thought he could outrun us, but he was wrong. That's because together we cannot be stopped. Law enforcement from every level and the people who call West Tennessee home did our parts. We worked long hours, neighbors stayed vigilant, agencies donated reward money, and someone saw something. They saw something out of the ordinary this morning and did what he was supposed to do. Because of that action, Drummond is in custody. Thank you to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation for leading this investigation, to the FBI for their unwavering support, and to the men and women of the Jackson Police Department and the local agencies such as the Madison County Sheriff's Office, Dyer County Sheriff's Office, Lake County Sheriff's Office, and other agencies who show up every day to answer the call to duty. And to the men and women of the United States Marshal Service, thank you. Your relentless commitment to duty is unmatched. To the families in Lake County who lost loved ones, Drummond's arrest cannot restore what has been taken from you. We only hope that we could have help give you assurance that justice will be had. And to the baby girl who will tell one day her story of survival, we look forward to all that you will do. God bless West Tennessee, and God bless America. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First thing I'd like to do is once again give our condolences to the family of the victims in this case. We have numerous victims, so obviously we have a lot of people in the communities that are hurting because of this, and we want them to know that we're going to do everything we can to seek justice in this matter. You know, this started almost 7 days ago to the exact minute. It was last Tuesday, a little after 3 p.m., when we got the first call of the infant who had been abandoned, and that started this whole process. I don't think I have ever seen so many agencies work together and work in sync. This has been so impressive. It has been what I would think should be a blueprint for the entire country on how to run an operation. You had numerous law enforcement agencies, not just 1 or 2. We're talking about that goes across all of West Tennessee, federal agencies, and they all put their pride aside and had one common goal, and they all did whatever they had to reach that goal. And because of that, today's a good day, and Austin Drummond is not going to be a threat to this community anymore. As Director Rouse said, this was phase 1. The real work starts, and the lengthy work will start at this point. Investigations do not end when a person is arrested. That's just the part to get them into custody. This investigation is going to go on for a good period of time. In addition to that, there will be lots of court appearances, lots of hearings, and we will do everything we can to ensure that the communities are kept safe, and we're going to do that by seeking justice in this case. I'm going to work with General Jody Pickens, because we do have a case this time that's a little bit different, because we're going across a couple of different judicial districts. And because of that, he and I will be working closely together, but we will work together just as law enforcement did with one common goal, and that's going to be to make sure that we seek justice. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to General Jody Pickens.
Good afternoon. My name is Jody Pickens, and I'm the elected district attorney for the 26th Judicial District, which is comprised of Chester, Henderson, and Madison counties. Like the others who have gone before me, I would like to begin by saying that my condolences go out to the families of these victims who lost their lives. And so we will continue to work to achieve justice for them. The other thing I would say that I want to say that we are very happy that we can, at this point, bring a degree of peace back to this community, which has been on edge since this incident and since they have learned that this person was back in our community. I too am a Madison County resident, and I just wanted to say that when it comes to law enforcement, we are blessed in this area. We don't have good law enforcement. We have great law enforcement. And as what has been said before, people put their differences aside and work toward a common goal. And that is why we are all standing here in front of you today, because working together, they were able to bring some security to this region. Like General Goodman said, an arrest often is just the beginning of a prosecution. There will be, the investigation will continue. I will continue to consult with our law enforcement partners, also consulting with General Goodman, because there will be some decisions made. We will be working towards making sure that anybody that may have had a hand in assisting Drummond will be held to answer for that. Those investigations will continue, and we just encourage the public, which has been so important and so engaged in this situation, to continue to provide that information that you may think doesn't matter, but which may in the end provide the break that law enforcement needs. So with that, I would say, God bless our state, God bless this community, and God bless America.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Avery. I'm the sheriff of Lake County. For those of you that don't know, Lake County is a county of about 7,000 people. It's kind of one of those counties where if one person hurt, we all hurt. This happened right in our back door, and it put a lot of people on ease. And we all band together. Once this happened, when we all band together. We all want to see this thing through. We all want to see it to the end. But today I want to say, share with our community, the Lake County community, the Madison County community, that Austin Drummond is in custody. This arrest is a significant step toward the ongoing investigation, and we are grateful of the outcome. I want to thank the local, state, and federal agencies that made this happen. Without them, Drummonds would still be free today. The community stepped up with the phone calls, the text messages, the emails. If it wasn't for them, we would still be searching. We would still be looking. To the families of the victims, please know that our thoughts and prayers remain with you. While this arrest brings some measure of relief, we realize that the road to healing is going to be a long one. We as a community continue to pray for the families affected, for those still processing the trauma of these events. Justice will continue to be pursued, and we will remain committed to doing everything we can to support those impacted. Thank you.
I'm Jeff Box, Dare County Sheriff. This incident, the baby was dropped off in my county. The victims were residents of Dare County. And I want to start today by recognizing those victims. I left the funeral home just before I got here today of one of the victims, and I spoke with both his mom and dad, and they wanted me to sincerely thank with great gratitude each responding agency, and each one of you up here, and each officer that responded to this tragic incident that put an evil sense in the air throughout Lake County, Dare County, Madison County, and all across the state of Tennessee. So I want to begin thanking you from the family by calling those names that were tragically taken. Courtney Rose, Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, James Matthew Wilson. Their names deserve to be spoken. Their lives deserve to be remembered, and their families deserve justice. Our hearts go out to each of these families. We cannot begin to imagine the depth of your pain, the weight of your grief, or the heartbreak of what you are now facing. Please know that this community stands with you. We're lifting you up, and we will walk with you in the days and weeks to come. Thanks to the incredible collaboration that you see here on the stage and the determination of all law enforcement officers and partners, Austin Drummond has now been apprehended and charged with these victims' murders. We're thankful for a safe resolution to this manhunt, but we also recognize that these families, that the difficult journey is just beginning for them. I want to take a moment to thank those who helped make this possible. Sheriff Brian Avery from Lake County, Sheriff Troy Klaas of Crockett County, and Sheriff Julian Weiser. The Jackson Police Department, whose partnership and response was unwavering. Our state partners, the TBI, Bureau of Investigation, who kept us informed every step of the way, and the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Our federal partners, the FBI and the U.S. Marshals. Every deputy, every officer, every dispatcher, and investigator who contributed to this effort, we thank you, as well as the public information officers, Kim Wheeler of the TBI, and Stephen Sutton, who led an important work of keeping the community and the public informed while we had boots on the ground working this case, assisting in working this case. Thank you to the community. We can't say enough about how your support and cooperation has been the best, not only to keep yourself safe, but to help in his capture today. Let me be clear that the manhunt is over. The justice process is just beginning, just like General Goodman stated. We remain fully committed to continuing this investigation, including the vehicle that was found in Dare County, the infant that was abandoned in Dare County, every tip, every detail that we receive, every lead will be followed through completely and thoroughly. Everyone has been very concerned about the well-being of the baby, and we're glad to report the baby is healthy and doing well. As we leave here today, let us join with the victim's friends and other family members as they lift up the victim's family in prayer for strength and support that they're going to need in the days ahead. So thank you.
Sheriff Julian Weiser, Madison County. I just want to say thank you to the community for the support, the prayers, being vigilant. I got to witness some hard work this week. It was 5-6 days of high intensity. Local, state, federal law enforcement officers across this county. You know, every door that we opened, every structure we checked, we didn't know if Drummond's was going to be behind there. And to have that amount of intensity over 5 or 6 days, and our law enforcement personnel working 18 to 20 hours a day, they made an ultimate sacrifice to keep our community safe. And I want to personally thank them. I want to thank their families for standing by them. There's a lot of people behind the scenes as far as with TBI, intel analysts, support staff, the district attorney's office. You know, the troops in the field relied highly on our administrative staff. So they did a great job with providing us with intel. And I know the community will get some rest tonight. And it was amazing to see the hard work and commitment, sacrifice that our law enforcement personnel has made for our community. Thank you.
All right, that'll conclude the remarks. Are there any questions that we might be able to handle? Yes, sir, please.
Hi, Brendan Tierney with WSMB 4 News in Nashville. What's the working motive at this point? Any idea, anything you can tell us on why he did this?
Yeah, and at this point on a working motive, we are unable to speak about that. Still all part of the investigative process at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Imani Williams with Channel 5 out of Memphis. Drummond was out on bond for multiple charges out of Lake County and Trousdale County. One in Trousdale County being allegedly smuggling drugs inside the jail, cell phones inside the jail. Will that impact his investigation right now with this incident?
In terms of his prior charges that he also has picked up while he was in prison, all of those certainly will be taken into consideration as we move forward in the justice process, as you've heard the generals speak to. So yes, all of his activities will be certainly considered, not only in our investigative effort in the justice process, but certainly in his housing and how he'll be managed going forward.
Yes, Billy, you Fox 13. You know, we saw those 3 accomplices get picked up. Are y'all looking into Caitlin Speed?
Yeah, again, I appreciate the question in terms of, you know, those who were assisting Mr. Drummond as he was on the run. And I can tell you that we will continue to address those individuals, each that have been engaged. In terms of identifying specific individuals, I won't go into that at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Priya Schrader with NBC News. I understand there's a connection between the suspect and the victim. Can you just speak to that relationship?
Yeah, in terms of the relationship between the suspect and the victims, the suspect's girlfriend is the sister of a victim, is the daughter of a victim, and is the sister of 2 victims. So yes, that's the familial connection at that point. Yes, ma'am.
Can we get any details of where exactly he was located? There's speculation that he was found in the pool house.
Yeah, I'll let Chief Corley address that.
Sure. Yes. So the first call we got, he was out in that area. The second call that we got that led to the apprehension, he had been in that area and was in the woodline, I believe,
the wood line right behind that. So, but as far as the location where he was standing or staying overnight or during the day, yes, it was an abandoned or a vacant, I should say, a vacant building.
Does he have any ties to that home?
I don't believe so. I can't tell you that.
Was he armed when you found him?
No,
How long do you think he'd been in that pool house? I mean, was
I
this
couldn't tell you. Not right now. We're investigating that.
I know you all talked about community support. There was a large reward out. Will somebody get that? Will it divide it? How will it work?
Yes. So in terms of the reward, what will happen is we will vet the information that we obtained and determine who would be appropriate to receive the award. So we'll look into that very specifically to determine who it will. More than likely, from what I have heard, there may be more than one person that will receive a portion of the award. And so that's what we'll be working on as well. Let me go back here and then I'll come back. Yes.
Mike, regarding the channel 3 members, can you talk a little bit about how he survived during this period of time in the woods? Was he getting help from the person who's been charged in this case?
Yeah, Mike, in terms of how he was able to continue to be out on the run and those who assisted him, I won't be able to go into that because that's all part of this investigative process. And we can't go into those details yet at this time.
You know, you said you can't speak to motive. Do you have any idea why all those victims ended up in that same spot in Lake County?
Again, those are specifics about the investigative process. I won't go into details at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Was it surprising to still see that he was still in Jackson? And what was the challenge behind finding him?
Yeah, in terms of were we surprised that he was still in Jackson? I think I don't believe we weren't surprised that he was still here in the area. We know he was obtaining support, obviously. As you know, we have arrested individuals that were providing that. And so it wasn't a surprise. Quite frankly, we thought he may try to run, and his history has shown he has left the state before. And so we were concerned about that, but we had a lot of confidence in the information we were getting, the intelligence we were getting, the technology that we were following that helped us with the assurity that we were honing in quickly on his location. Again, it was the community that really broke this for us, and I don't want to downplay that at all. All of the effort, all of the technology, all of the dog determination that we had was really came down to the community doing as was stated, seeing something and making that call. And that was critical for us to be able to be where we are today with this. I think we're going to get one more.
Ezekiel with ABC 24. You mentioned that Drummond wasn't armed. Were you able to recover the weapon that you were seen holding?
Yeah, I can tell you that, we did recover a couple weapons at this point, and we're still searching to see what else is out there. And so I would ask, again, a plea to the public. If you see something that you believe maybe was involved in this, don't touch it. Call right away. Let us get to it and process that scene. And there are still pieces that we're trying to place together, and so there's still evidence out there that we need to gather. But we have recovered weapons. I can't speak to if those are the weapons that were used in the homicides, but I can tell you we have recovered a couple of firearms at this time.
One more question from.
I'm sorry. I cannot speak to the specifics of the weapons yet. All right. Yes, sir. Final.
Where is the baby? Where is Drummond? And did Drummond say anything once he was captured?
I can tell you in terms of Drummond, he has been transported to a facility. We won't state where he's at this point. And I can tell you that, I won't tell you what took place after he was taken into custody. That's all part of our investigative process. In terms of the child, I will yield.
To the baby, we'd rather not say where the baby is now for its well-being, but it is safe, healthy, and being well taken care of.
All right. Again, thank you all. We very much appreciate the help, especially throughout this. The media has been absolutely critical, pushing information as quickly as we could provide it to you, keeping a focus for the public on this. And so we again, this isn't just policing. This is our community. This is our great media doing a fine job. So thank you all as well for the effort that was put into this. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so that's that. It's going to be a good case. I don't know. It's going to be, yeah. It's going to be quite intriguing, I think, this case. Yeah, so we'll have to see. It's all new. There's so much information that will be coming out. As you can hear, it's not even gone to the grand jury properly yet. There's just probable cause for everything. Well, I will not be there, Scott. So there's no hints from here. I will not be there. So, but yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. They won't tell us the motive, Scott. They think they know the motive, but they have not released what they believe the motive is yet. So it's all very fresh. It's all very new. We just gonna have to be patient and wait. This is going to be maybe take a long time. So yeah, we're gonna have to be patient with it. I know that we all want to know everything now, but certainly there's a lot more to this story, I think, than what we know right now. So it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be one of those massive trials, but it's going to be intriguing to follow, I think, more than anything. So we'll see how it goes. Right. So there's that. So that's the end of the first stream. We will be going to the next stream now. I am 6 minutes early for it, but why not? Why not start 6 minutes early? So you should get automatically rocketed over there. You should. If not, just search the alternate corner. So what we're going to do is, I was hoping you're going to surprise us with his present. No, I am not. I can announce that now. I will not be in. I'm going to be in Boston in October, so I will not be there. I'm sure there'll be a ton of other creators that will be there, because it's a long night. I presume like the Glarer and all them will be there. So I presume all of them will be there and they'll be part of the show. You know, I wouldn't. That's what I would presume. I don't know that, but I presume that. Yeah, most of them would be there and participate in some way or another. I will be there soon enough. I wish the chat got zoomed. I will. I think it's about 47 days now, Scott. So it's going around quickly. So I need to get my travel insurance sorted. I need to get my ferry sorted. I think otherwise I'm doing okay. We were talking about the tour boy and Deb stuff. Lady Di. Oh, see, Spacey Stacey's got to get her hair done ready for tonight. Walking those streets tonight. It's a Friday night. Watch out, Spacey's about. Right, I'm going over to the next stream because it's, if you remember, we covered the hearing of baby Evelyn. And Megan Boswell is being sentenced today. So if you remember, we covered the whole trial and that is now being done. So we'll go over to that one and then we'll reorganize ourselves and we'll make sure the ladies on the street, like Spacey Stacey, go and make themselves look beautiful. So, right, everybody, I should see you hopefully over on the other stream. If not, search the alternate corner and you'll get over there. Right, see you in a couple of minutes. Bye-bye.